I think the Mamdani that we saw on the campaign trail, who was a lot more calm, who was a lot warmer, who was a lot more embracing, was not present in that speech. And I think that Mamdani is the one you need to hear from tonight. There are a lot of people trying to figure out, can I get on this train with him or not? Is he going to include me? Is he going to be more of a class warrior, even in office? I think he missed a chance tonight to open up and bring more people into the tent. I think his tone was sharp. I think he was using the microphone in a way that he was almost yelling. And that's not the Mamdani that we've seen on TikTok and the great interviews and stuff like that. So I felt like there's a little bit of a character switch here where the warm, open, embracing guy that's close to working people was not on stage tonight. And there was some other voice on stage. That said, he's very young. And he just pulled off something that's very, very difficult. And I wouldn't write him off, but I think he missed an opportunity to open himself up tonight. And I think that will probably cost him going forward.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Hello Hudaya, don't drink alcohol, rape and beat your wife, in the name of Allah. Inshallah, my brothers, as we say in Star Trek, inshallah. Never and once in the ability, I do think there's a big misunderstanding here. I don't think the biggest issue is that this guy is Muslim. He's about as Muslim as Joel Osteen is an authentic pastor. You know what I mean? This is sort of what we're dealing with. He's also not really a communist, right? He's not even Jewish. How could he be one? But the joke of the matter is we have a new mayor of America's largest city. We all knew he was going to win. I was paid to lobby against him. I knew it was bad when Democrats were offering me money to try to campaign for Eric Adams. Okay, we knew that was bad. And when people thought that Curtis Silwa jumping out of the race was going to make somehow Cuomo win. All right, then you had baddies for Cuomo, which is another Jewish psyop, which was very weird. The problem with this is that Zohran Mamdani, that's the problem. You got a man named Zohran Mamdani running America's largest city who is not just brown. This is an example of what you're going to see. This is a very important episode. This is what happens when you have a city. You flood it with immigrants that are not New Yorkers. I think you're so close. So close, Daily Wire. One of their main hosts today said, this is what happens when New York isn't filled with New Yorkers. So close to just saying, this is what happens when America becomes minority white. Very close. What you're going to see here is not a racist tirade tonight. It's not about pushing falsies. It's showing you when you flood a city with immigrants, you remove the culture, you take whites out of authority. You don't just get a brown or a non-white government. You get an anti-white collectivist government, which works against the will of sovereignty, of the American foundation, of our liberty, of our rights, and of course, taxes the hell out of us in the process to get revenge. My name is Elijah Schaefer. It is approximately 7:38 p.m. Eastern in the United States. Sorry about the late show. Our guest train literally hit a car. Okay, you know that was a minority or a woman. You know that was not a white guy getting his car hit on a train track. He'll be here in just a few moments. Anyways, let's get into it. We're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday at approximately 7 p.m. Eastern time in the United States. Let's start the show. I don't feel like eating bacon anymore. No, let me take this off. Sorry. This is a blanket. For those of you that don't live in the West, we call these blankets, and we don't typically wear them because we live in a Western country. I want to remind you guys, I feel like saying this today. We also don't eat curry with our hands, and we don't suck juice off of our fingers unless you're a pervert and you're into sucking the juice off the fingers. We usually wash our hands or use these things called napkins, also in some countries called serviettes. It doesn't matter what English word you use. The point is that we have a culture and a society, and we're losing that. Meanwhile, people on the right wing, including James Lindsay, Seth Dillon, Joel Berry, and those rest of the clones that we don't know who they are, but they're all kind of the same person, just like slightly different, have dedicated this week to fighting Nick Fuentes and 19-year-old Catholic Christian guys saying that we're the problem with the country. Meanwhile, we just lost 5 major races, the Republicans, and good. I'm going to get clipped on that, but good. Meaning, what are we winning? We're losing our country. We're not losing races. There's no party. There's nothing to win or to lose anymore. Oh, a Republican got in. Good. Let's complain about Nazis and dick size shame the CEO of another nonprofit for not condemning Hitler enough. I have a question for you, Anon. Have you condemned Hitler enough today? If you haven't, could you guys all please bow your heads, close your eyes for a moment? And we're going to go ahead and start this out with a word of solemn holiness of our religion, the Republican Party, and start by this way. So repeat after me. Whatever your name is, I'm Elijah Schaefer. So whatever your name is, repeat that again. I hereby condemn the Holocaust. I condemn Hitler. And I'm not even going to say those words anymore. They're so evil. I want to give my money to Ben Shapiro. I really want to give it to him. Please say it again. Say it 3 times. I really want to give my money to Ben Shapiro. That's what you need to do to absolve your sins. You are absolved. Okay? I absolve all of you. You're done. No, I'm so sick of this shit. Joining me today is we are dressed down. Usually we dress up, but like the hood. We're in the hood now. We got Muslims running us. We got a Sadiq Khan 3.0 going on here. Joining me to talk about what this means from a not like, let's analyze this. No, let's not analyze this. Let's realize what the hell's going on here.
We're screwed. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, they decided to redeem. I guess what happened is please do not redeem. It's crazy what's going on in the country, but it just shows how the flooding of the major cities and all the other states, how it's just bringing in all these foreigners who are taking control, and we're going to be washed out pretty much.
Yeah. And earlier today, I slept with our new Anon producer, and you mentioned, and he gave me Hermes. But Hermes will be on.
Oh, you got a case of the Hermes.
I got a case of the Hermes.
Yeah.
It's spreading everywhere.
I got that one time in Cancun. It was bad.
Oh, it's not good.
Yeah.
But Hermes will be here in a little bit. I didn't know that the Groypers hated Hermes. I'll ask him about that. I'll ask about that. But you know what I want to say? Because I put up a picture. We have our guest. If you guys don't know who he is, he's really gone around, done a lot of pretty fantastic stuff. I put up this picture here tonight. We have our new designer. Shout out to our new designer. We had some staff shakeups. It's pretty good design style here. I said show starting tonight 7:30 p.m. with guest Chaotic Hermes, of which one of the most attractive male models showed up under there, which I rarely have like very attractive people in my post. But if you guys want to know the truth, it was Beardley, which is just a fine looking gentleman.
He's
there.
a lady killer.
Oh, he's a lady killer. Yeah. I love him. He said, if you're going to have a guy on that talks shit about Nick, maybe don't use Nick's face to promote it. Well, unfortunately, Beardson, I may not be able to look like you. I will not gain that studly face. I do like Beardson a lot, actually.
Yeah.
But I said, womp womp. I'm kind of over people telling me what I can and can't do with my life. And tonight, you're not going to. No one's going to tell me what we're going to do. Also, we're going to be talking. Unfortunately, we're also going to be talking about Nick Fuentes tonight. So that is. Unfortunately, we're going to be talking about a lot of things people don't want us to be talking about tonight. And if you don't like that, Beardson, you're still welcome to come on the show. I'd like to have you on. This is an open invite. Please come out. I genuinely would like to have you on. I do find you to be absolutely hilarious. Chad recognizes Chad. All right, so jumping into this, let's jump into this. So we got a new member of the proletariat, now rising star into the elite class, right? We have Zohran Mamdani. Adam Sandler once cosplayed him. Don't mess with the Zohran. That was a very weird movie.
He has a few rap videos out there as well.
Yeah.
So
to kind of tell you the position of what's going on here, we're going to keep showing you things and reminding you this isn't actually the problem. So a lot of the boomer slop notice that he's, the mayor, and they're like, dude, this guy's the mayor. Check this out.
For you, give a crown to you, bow down for you, hit the ground for you, make a sound for you. Go ahead, make a rap for your naughty. It's a rap. Get the ground, spin the rack on your naughty. Spin the rack. Come through, give a dab to your naughty. If you're really feeling good, spin a track for your naughty. Go ahead, make a rap for your naughty.
Oh, he actually has a fork this time. I didn't even know he knew how to use those.
Give a dab to your naughty. If you're really feeling good, spin a track for your naughty.
All right, somebody go resurrect Hitler. Show him what happened. Just not because we need him back. Just show him. Just say, hey, look. Unfortunately, you were a bad guy and you did a lot of bad things. And you're really, really bad, but you might have been right about a couple things. Listen, the joke is, right, is this entire week, the establishment conservative conservatives who could have been putting money and time. And by the way, I've been campaigning against Zohran. People conveniently like to mention everybody else that hasn't mentioned Zohran Mamdani. I've done a lot of Zohran Mamdani campaigning against him. I've worked with the Republican Party directly to try to defeat him. And I said I knew it was bad if you just joined the stream because the Republican Party said, hey, let's just take money from the Democrat Party and let's just try to get a Democrat elected. And I was like, okay, this isn't good.
Well, you had a few people. You even had Trump pushing for, the other guy as well. So a lot of it too, I'm not happy he's in office at all. Mamdani, I just not really what I want running any of our cities is any kind of foreigner like this. But at the same time, it makes me wonder how much is at play because of the fact he was against Palestine. So that's why you had the big push with Israel as well to be against him. So I think that played a part, and that's why you had a lot of campaigns, because I've seen a lot of campaigns come through as well where they would be offering money to go ahead and say, push Como, and then just show how bad Mamdani is. So
yeah, and there's many organizations that do that. So they're out there. I do say this. So let's break this down on why this is so problematic. Now, reminding you guys, don't forget that District Copper is sponsoring of the show. We've introduced District Copper a while ago. They're trading under the ticker CAXPF in the U.S. and in Canada under DCOP. Now, it's a rising force in North America's critical mineral sector. District Copper is gaining traction in North America's critical mineral sector. The company has announced a strategic partnership with Reacher Gold LLC, a Nevada-based exploration firm focused on copper, gold, and silver. This marks District Copper's entry to the U.S. metals market, leveraging high-potential assets with historical production and existing infrastructure. The move aligns with the U.S. government's push to secure domestic critical mineral sources, including copper, rare earths, and lithium, to bolster national security and supply chain resilience. In total, with firms like Trilogy Metals, which saw a stock surge over 200% after a U.S. $35.6 million government investment for 10% equity, District Copper's binational strategy, combining its Canadian Copper Keg Project with its U.S. assets, positions it perfectly for growth. Right now, you can check out the listing, District Copper, listed on the U.S. Stock Exchange as ticker CAXPF or on the Toronto Stock Exchange, DCOP. The stock shows significant upside potential. Check it out today. Thank you for sponsoring our show, districtcoppercorp.com, districtcoppercorp.com for more on their U.S. partnership and future prospects. Okay, so let's talk about what the real problem is. So Zohran Mamdani wins, and I will say this. We basically have a party where you have Scott Pressler whipping together boomers who just at a Breland Hollyhand event, right? Where Brandon Talmud Tatum is speaking. This is what the Republican Party is right now. You got Scott Pressler rallying, whipping votes from boomers at a Breland Hollyhand event, paid for by his dad, that he flew to on his private jet, his friend's private jet, his Rolex. Now, Talmud Tatum, our DEI house slave, it's just true, man. It's true, man. He played the Griff 2016. I'll be a black that likes Republicans. Now he's the black that likes the Jews. He's there speaking, and we're told that the greatest threat to America are Nick Fuentes and the Groypers. And worse than Nick Fuentes is Tucker Carlson, who is the ultimate anti-Semite, the biggest anti-Semite, because he spoke to Nick, because he had a conversation on a podcast is the worst thing that's happened to America. And then as we find out that the worst thing that's happened to America is a conversation, then we're told, oh, by the way, also, while we've been fighting this and doing this, by the way, a bisexual Muslim guy who smokes weed is the mayor. And that's not even the bad part. Oh, by the way, he hates white people, and he's going to tax white people $100 million. $100 million. And this is where we're going to break this down. We're going to show you, here's what society looks like. You wonder, you go, why is replacement migration so bad? What is the problem with replacement migration? The problem is that when they get into power, they're going to make us pay. Listen to his speech here. Listen to what he had to say. Watch.
New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant.
Oh, okay. So this is what I think is nuts. Our guest today, Hermes, who runs the online. We were talking about you. There's already controversy having you on. Apparently, people were mad that we had you on.
I guess so. I'm not sure why. You know?
They were. I don't know why either. I literally was just. People were just mad. People are always mad
All the time.
They're really mad. But that's what we're talking about tonight. Is that the anger has been misplaced, and that the real anger should be on this. What we're talking about, to bring you up to speed here. Everyone's going to tell you about how Mamdani went. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the problems. But what this is, the greater reflection for those that are just joining us in the live stream, is that this is what's going to happen when replacement migration hits its next stage. We're already there. People say, like, not just when it hits its next stage, but we are hitting the next stage of replacement migration. Okay, so one of the main things is that they get into power, and they get into power how? If we can get that silence, I don't know what that is there, but if we can get that turned off. But what they do is they get into power, and they end up doing one very, very, very important thing. They say, now that we're in power, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make white people pay for their crimes against us. The crime of giving them civilization, the crime of giving them a society, the crime of giving them medicine, all the things that they came here that they wanted from us, they're going to make us pay. And what we're seeing here is the first time this immigrant now takes over New York, the first thing he does is to elevate people who are not white. We saw this in Chicago already as well. And then he's going to punish white people. And people are going to cheer it on. What people? Not white people. They're a minority. Only a third of the state now, of the city. It's non-white people. So I want to bring this up. Put them on the screen here for a second. I want to talk about this. So we got Mamdani here, an immigrant. This is where I want to start the discussion. Okay. He talks about he's an immigrant. He talks about that he's a Muslim. He's talking about now that is a city of immigrants. What are these words? These are words of identity. He is radically using identity politics to whip up a base that is deeply compelled by their identities, their queer identities. Last night, the night before, he was at a gay club. I didn't know about that until you told me about that when you were there. You were like, oh, he was there. I didn't know about that.
I had to go save Joey.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
You don't know the stuff that happens to that guy.
I heard.
Bless his heart.
I heard he got what's it called, Cosby'd.
Yeah.
So he goes to a gay club, and then what's happening while he's doing this, taking over the city of New York, telling everybody, I will represent you. He's not just including their identity, he's doing excluding one identity. That's white Christian identity, which he's against. Now, that wouldn't be a problem if the people who are supposed to then represent the white Christian identity have been telling us for the last 12 days, having schizophrenic meltdowns. Talking about the Seth Dillons, we're talking about the Joel Berrys, talking about the James Lindsays.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa. Okay, first off, if you're going to go into identity politics, we should take it from a guy who's saying you're wrong. I mean, if you want to talk about a real American, if you pull up what I've highlighted.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. A real American doesn't work. Yeah, they've been telling us that identity politics don't work. They work for the left, but for us, they won't. And the reason why they're telling us is because the only identity politics that work for us are white Christian identity politics. And that's what the uniparty is about. It's about dismantling white Christian identity. Here's a white Christian telling us why we shouldn't listen to this.
Surprised he's not
We
dressed
got our
like a
asses
cowboy.
handed to us. In New Jersey, Virginia, and New York City, Democrats swept all three. There's two key lessons for Republicans. Listen carefully. Number one, our side needs to focus on affordability. Make the American dream affordable. Bring down costs, electric costs, grocery costs, healthcare costs, and housing costs, and lay out how we're going to do it. And number two, cut out the identity politics.
Oh, Lord.
It doesn't suit Republicans. It's not for us. That's the woke left's game, not ours.
Oh,
we don't
Lord
care
have
about
mercy.
the color of your skin or your religion. We care about the...
Who's we? Hermes, jump in here. What's going on here? Do you know what I'm saying? I'm setting up the argument, but that's what it's saying. It's like we're being told to reject the very thing that could actually win the fight.
Yeah, I mean, we have an Indian here telling us that we're on the same team. It doesn't matter what color, what religion we are. Who is we? Like,
So-
what team are we on?
so-
What is the team exactly here?
So a guy who worships demons is Indian, wears no shoes, and eats with his hands is not American?
I don't know. I personally wouldn't consider him American. I don't know what similarities we have to each other, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. And like you said, this guy goes to the gay club, Zohran Mamdani. I thought that was haram, first of all. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. It seems like everyone's fighting, and then there's obviously an Indian telling us who's American.
What's
who's
Haram?
not.
Haram is just his drag name, right?
Haram?
Coming on is Haram. It's like boom. It's like got the Quran. Yeah. No, but genuinely speaking, listen to this. We're told by a brown guy. I'm really getting tired of this. Like I saw, like this is my point. I see some Jewish guys on the Trigonometry podcast sitting down with a black guy with Brandon Tatum talking about how white people shouldn't have identity politics. I see Gad Sad sitting down with Batya from News Nation, 2 Jewish people lecturing Chris Tomlinson from the UK. In the UK, they're both American, by the way, Jews, telling them about how the whites in Britain need to reject identity politics. I'm seeing a lot of non-white, non-Christian people really telling all of us white Christians how it would be a real shame if we ever started working together towards what? Towards a nation that worked for our kids and our generations. And we're told from this guy, and so like even now, I'll get kicked out. I'm blacklisted already. I've given up. I'm officially in war, by the way. I agree with Nick Fuentes' post today, which but before I play this, I want to show this. I actually I'm gonna have a new energy going forward because he did say something that I did identify with, and he said specifically. Oh, let me see. I guess where is it? Oh yeah, he said this year. And I don't usually show too much of his tweets here, but he said this year, 2025, the conservative movement is still being held hostage by lunatic Israel First Jews, literally screaming about Hitler and Nazis. Enough fence-sitting, all patriots need to stand up to these ethno-narcissistic bullies and tell them that enough is enough. America, and I did say the same thing here too, I said, been a long road, my friend, it has been a long road. I've known this guy forever now, it feels like. It's as long as this movement's been going, we've been around. I said, I've been trying to play nice with these people since 2015. I have. It's been a decade now. I've been trying to play nice with them. Now they're directly threatening my life. We talked about that on the last show. Joel Berry did say that I need to be, we got told by Mark Levin and Joel Berry that we need to be dealt with. And then we were also told by
Ted Cruz, I thought you said too, right?
Yeah, Ted Cruz need to be dealt with. No, but it was also Lindsey Graham said that they're going to smash our brains out if we try to challenge them. They said they're going to cause brain matter to fly out of our heads if we challenge them. This is very serious.
To you?
Yeah. Joel Berry said, that I need to be dealt with, and you too. He said, those of us on the pagan, he calls us a pagan right. He said we represent demons. And then he said that the same way we would deal with Black Lives Matter terrorists who killed 27 people and caused $3 billion of damage. Then he added, and the same way we would deal with adults who would sexually abuse children, cut off their body parts and mutilate them. That's how we got to deal with people like Elijah Schaffer and the people that think like him. Which is, how do you deal with people who commit terrorism and abuse children? You kill them. You kill them. At the very least, you throw them in jail and you ruin their lives. But in a just society, you'd have them killed.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? They want us dead, right? They're calling Glenn Beck's calling the kids, basically yelling at them. You even got Tucker at that one point yelling at the kids. You got Joel Berry saying everyone's groip-tarded. They think that we're stupid and we deserve to not make money, to be silenced, and to die. How do you take that? What is going to be your response to somebody who wants you dead?
I think that means we're doing something right. If this many people are scared about what we're saying, what we believe in, then we must be doing something right. Why is the establishment so scared of these ideas? Why are they so scared of, I guess, young adults, young kids thinking in this way, not wanting to be their country controlled by Israel, not wanting this mass migration, wanting to have an identity of a white Christian nation? So, yeah, I think we're doing something right.
Why is there always someone in the chat that asks if I'm on meth? I'm not, but if you have good meth and you want to give it to me, I'll take it. I'll take it. Apparently, we have a guest coming on Friday that smokes meth, so that's cool.
Great.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I actually really liked that guest because someone released a picture of her smoking meth and was like, "Is this you?" And then she said, "I look pretty based in that pic."
Wait,
I was like,
who are you having on?
Empath? Yeah.
Oh my God. Why?
I don't know. Because she lives down here and she's coming up. I don't get involved in the far right like drama. We don't get into that.
No idea.
We don't get into that.
Have you seen her Twitter account?
I'm married and I have a wife, so I'll say no.
I'm just saying.
She's not a transgender though. I found that out. That's not true.
Yeah, I know, but just the things she posts.
And he almost canceled it right after finding out.
She was going to go on tonight with you.
Oh, that would have been good, actually.
Yeah, it would have been good, but it didn't work because I had a medical appointment before this, so I just decided to change it. But I want to get into some of this stuff. Look, my point is this. I want to get down to this. So Mamdani, I think I actually had that. So yeah, I said, by the way, now they've directly threatened my life. They've declared war on us. I officially accept. It's go time. But I want to read what Lauren Chen said right before. Lauren Chen said something very important. Democrats won non-white voters 3-1. by playing identity politics. Identity politics work. The reason no one wants Republicans to embrace them is because their base is white Christians. And their entire liberal order is based on the deconstruction of white Christian identity. And guys, you don't have to be white to understand what I'm saying. Listen to what's happening here. And Hermes knows this. I actually applaud you, Hermes. I sound like the guy who's like, I'm glad you've like muted your content. No, what you've done is you've made it available to more people. You've gone from just being bombastic in one-on-ones to like showing people, listen, the reason why I view the world the way I do, it might sound a little harsh to you. It might seem a little bit insane. It might seem a little extreme, but like kind of look at what's more extreme. My humor or these young girls getting raped, or these cities being destroyed, or the people can't walk at night, right, in Europe. Like the fact that this is horrible. Look at Poland. Are they racist? Are they bigoted? Or is it that it's a nice place to live because they've embraced their identity, right? And you kind of witnessed that yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I went over there and it just radicalized me like tenfold. And people say, oh, you're too extreme. And sometimes I'll look at some of the stuff I post and I'm like, oh, am I going too far? And then you see like on the news, you know, in Ireland, in Europe, in the US, obviously Irina getting her throat slit on the train just for riding it. And then in London, every other day, there's some young girl getting raped. There's something like that going on. And it's like, how can that not radicalize you? If they're so extreme to one side, you have to be just as extreme to the other side, counteract that. Otherwise, it's not going to work. What am I going to try to play nice with these people who want you dead, who want to rape your children? How else can you deal with them?
Well, and they're evil. You know, today, people really need to stop. Okay, if you're going to make up lies about me on the internet, because this happened with a famous rapper too, who was like, oh, I saw you at this conference and you did this in 2023. I'm like, buddy, I was living in Australia. Okay. You gotta like, if you're gonna lie about me, you gotta get like a year when I was in the country, right? I never came to this country in 2023. I wasn't here ever.
And you got out of the Diddy case. So
that
was great.
Yeah.
That was
Well, why do you think we had an island?
Yeah.
You think we were doing that stuff here? No, of course, we were doing it in the Caribbean. Like, you think we spent all that money for no reason? You freaking idiot.
Yep.
No, but somebody literally tweeted out today, like, I have it on good authority that Elijah Schaffer, like, molested my 4- and 6-year-old in 2023 to 2024. Like, bro, they just put that out there. And I reported it to X. I'm like, this person's just slandering, like, just saying I molested kids. And then X is like, we don't find any problem with this tweet. It doesn't violate any rules on harassment. Why? Because why? If I was Jewish and you said something about me, it would get taken down. But they don't care about the white Christian man. They don't care. And also, too, like, it's like, hey, Betty, 2023, I was out. You might want to change your accusation because it's the wrong year, sir. Also, again, unless you lived on that island, no crimes happened to you, okay? That's clear. But, I mean, the jokes is right now, they're getting to the point now where, and I think these people are all connected. They're going to start calling you a child molester. They're going to start trying to take away your rights. They're going to silence you. And what you're finding now, I don't know if we saw the clip, like Mark Levin said, we are going to cancel these people. Now, check this out. Zohran Mamdani is fine with identity politics. Look what he had to say.
Thank you to those so often forgotten by the politics of our city who made this movement their own. I speak of Yemeni bodega owners and Mexican abuelas, Senegalese taxi drivers and Uzbek nurses, Trinidadian line cooks and Ethiopian aunties. Yes, aunties.
Dude, look, this guy like raps and like goes to a gay club and is like, yo, I eat shawarma. And they're like, yeah. Oh man, this is so good. What does it say about the state of our country? I mean, they degraded our education system. And my point is that what he's saying is like, hey, we're now going to make America. This shows that identity politics are not escapable. America is now going to be a nation that doesn't work not just for white people, it's going to work against them. And we're going to do this. He's admitting it. A Trinidadian line cook wants something different than a white Christian man. Yeah. They don't want to build a country. They want to come here and they want what? They want $100 million of free lawyers. They want free phones. And white men don't. It's a disgrace. We don't want free stuff. That's the problem. This is why socialism works in white countries, because everyone's not trying to take from the system. Yeah, there'll always be some people, especially with the drug problem we have here. And the foreign trade deals, a lot that goes into it. There are some white communities and areas. A lot of white people are on SNAP and food problems. We have a lot of economic issues. But in general, you're always going to find a proportionately less amount of white people compared to Hispanics or blacks or new immigrants that are on welfare. Only Asians, only Southeast, only Eastern Asians kind of compare to us. What do you agree with that? I don't think white people like to take from the system. We don't like it.
No, they don't like to. White people are too empathetic. They actually want to work for what they think they deserve. But like you see black people, you give black people, for example, welfare once, you're going to have to give them welfare for life. They're never going to want to work again. Oh, they're like, oh, I got something for free. They don't care. They don't have that sense of guilt of not working for something and just taking from the government. And most of non-white people think like that, to be honest, except like you said, white people and Asians. So I don't know what the solution is here. Like, I don't want to tell white people to just take from the system, because that's inherently against what our spirit is, and we shouldn't do that. But obviously the system fundamentally needs to change.
Dude, our spirit is Delta. Their spirit is Spirit Airlines. You know what I mean? That's what it is. It's like
Shit.
Yeah. Dude, look at that. That black people just like Spirit Airlines because it's cheap. It has no comfort, no value. It's annoying. You ever go there and they just open up a bag of Doritos and they're like, pass it back? You know, that's the snack. You know what I mean? You don't even get a snack. I don't go on airlines like that because it's beneath me. That's why we booked like Misfit Patriot on Spirit Airlines, because that's, if you come here and we book you on Spirit, just know we don't like you. Like, we're trying to make your life unbearable, but with class. We're still being nice, but classy mean, you know? But like, you know, I bring this up kind of interestingly, just so you guys know, the time of this show is going back, okay? We're old. We're old now. And I'm getting past the point of war. Like, I am 32 years old. Okay, I'm basically an unk. It's 35 has been traditionally unk status, but Gen Z has this problem where they don't know they're old too.
Oh, I'm
like,
officially unk.
You got eye bags. How old are you?
Me?
Yeah.
How old do you think I am?
I don't know, eye bag guy. How old are you?
I don't know. I'm spiritually 80, probably.
No, I'll have like Gen Z with like cracks on their eyes. Be like, unk, you're old. And you're like, bro, you have eye cracks. And they're like, I'm only 22. I'm like, why are you guys aging fast?
What do you mean, why are we aging fast? Look at our country. You go outside and then you get harassed. Everyone's being loud. The scholars and doctors are being extremely loud. Of course you're stressed out.
No, I'm just kidding. I look old too, dude. Anyone in this industry ends up aging a lot. I look like 40 years old, even though I'm 32. People are always like, but you know, when I was 25, people thought I was older because I've always had a pretty like bad hairline. You know, do you have your hairline's not cooked? Just pretty good. It's pretty good.
I would say it's solid.
You got a widow's peak, so you're not balding at all. If you ever are. Also, if anyone, just so you know, our Rift company, Rift Research, is opening up soon. We're going to be having all our peptides. It's kind of cool. So we're selling all like Looks Max and peptides through a really good wholesale. Like, and I have like a pharmaceutical license, all this stuff. So we're like we're gonna be putting that stuff out there. Anyway, before we jump into that, I want to give a good shout out here to the sponsor of today's show. We're talking about Blackout Coffee, guys. This is a coffee company that embodies the heart of American values. The family-owned business began 7 years ago in a humble garage, and today they've earned over 32,000 5-star reviews for their premium bold Blackout coffee. Now, this isn't just about exceptional taste. They're staunch supporters of the Second Amendment, standing firm for our freedoms. For 10 seconds, allow me to share my personal take. Now, I sampled their coffee. I've had a lot of the flavors. And look, dude, like, just so you know, if you go to Starbucks, you can only have the blonde roast. Like, every other coffee there tastes like ass, okay? And the truth is, though, is like most coffee does taste like ass. It's not very good. People don't. It's not about American coffee. I think we just don't. We don't batch it correctly when we're roasting it. But this is a different kind of company, man. It's rich, it's smooth, it doesn't have too much acid. It's good people who share a commitment to what makes this nation great. And it's my go-to brew to fuel the day. Check it out right now, 20% off at blackoutcoffee.com/rift, BLACKOUTCOFFE.com/RAFT, and use code RIFT for 20% off your order. Check it out. Links on the screen and in the description. I wanted to go to this. This is a crazy. Do you see this? So in the midst of all of this, we should talk about this. So Mamdani won. We'll talk about how he won, what's gone on there. But the right wing has been focused on censorship. Have you noticed this? The right has been all about right now, the Republican Jewish coalition.
Had Pam Bondi. You had a bunch of people coming out trying to shut down free speech.
Even we'll talk about even Turning Point chapters now. Charlie Kirk said he didn't believe hate speech was real. And you have Turning chapters putting out memos that if anybody's in our chat or around, if they like and support Tucker Carlson, we got to kick him out of the chapter. We got to take him out of the chat. University of Florida, Turning Point USA. Shout out to you for shaming Charlie Kirk. Turning Point USA in University of Florida. You are intentionally mocking the grave of Charlie Kirk by pushing people out of your ranks because of hate speech. It's so feminine. It's so antithetical to Christianity. It's so against what Charlie Kirk promoted. It's so sad to see you guys try to try to mock his legacy there. It's very, you're a club. What are you doing? It's very disgusting. Myron Gaines, incredible show host. We love him there. We got what? We got Fuentes on. We love Fuentes. We got Myron on. We got the gangs all here. We got Hermes on. Now, no, I'd say we got the whole gang. We got Snowflake. He said, here comes the censorship I was talking about. Israel is doing a full court press on the mainstream social media. Now, this just in current report. YouTube has removed the channels of 3 major Palestinian human rights groups, deleting over 700 videos that documented Israeli war abuses. Google says it did this to follow Trump's sanctions linked to their work with International Criminal Court. The Intercept reported. Remember, Trump said this just a while ago. What happened to this guy?
In addition, I'm pleased to report that America is also a free nation once again. On day one, I signed an executive order to stop all government censorship. No longer will our government label the speech of our own citizens as misinformation or disinformation, which are the favorite words of censors and those who wish to stop the free exchange of ideas and, frankly, progress. We have saved free speech in America, and we've saved it strongly.
Hermes, I'm just giving you a hard time earlier. I know you've had a rough day, and we told everyone that your train hit a car and stuff like that. But jokes aside, we are literally seeing the uniparty at work, where right now what all Republicans are talking about is soft censorship, which is gatekeeping, and straight up censorship, like Mark Levin said, to literally blacklist, deplatform, and remove advertisers. What have you experienced this, or have you been witnessing this? Have you been paying attention to what's been going on? Because it's been not free. I'm not freaked out, but I'm taking it seriously and I'm preparing accordingly.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed it. I mean, it's the same tactics that the left used to shut down the right. Saying you can't say this, you're racist, you're a Nazi, and now the right is doing the same thing. It's very odd. They were just fighting against this a few years ago, so it makes no sense. I don't know. I mean, I don't think they're actually gonna shut down these platforms. I think they let all of this blossom for a reason. They let everyone say all these things. They let people notice what's going on with Israel, start making racist jokes. Like, my content would have not flew on the internet a year ago, but now it can. So they're doing it for a reason, obviously.
You ever think that they're going to take away your stuff? Because I want to say, I'm pretty impressed at your pivot. I'm kind of moving back. I haven't been paying attention. I haven't been working on my content. I got to move back into focus on content. I'm kind of going to let everyone in the company know that. Like, I can't babysit you anymore. Like, if you can't get your project off the ground, it's canceled. Like I can't do this anymore. I need to focus on my content. I need to go out there. I have some good things that are gonna be happening. I need to just go. But one of these things that I think you've done is you kind of just did what worked. Okay. And now you kind of have the ability, once you built the audience, you're kind of like myself or other people say, well, what do I do? Can't go around all the time, talking to niggas and calling them the N-word, which, I'm just saying, you can't do it the whole time. A little bit of time, sure. But now you've got to move into something more like official, where you've got to just be like, how do I really change people's minds? Not just get like people to watch for 30 seconds. How to get them to watch a 20-minute video? How to get them to watch 25 minutes of content? It's very hard to do. And I think you've done a pretty damn good job by just showing people. You just film what life's like in Europe. And man, it's shocking. Did that radicalize you, your trip in Europe?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was easy to rage bait minorities for a few months, but obviously it gets boring. Like, I can only ask, can black people use this self-checkout section 100 million times before it gets old? But yeah, in Europe, I mean, it was insane. Like, some of these Scandinavian countries, like in Stockholm, Helsinki, Oslo, like the cities weren't too bad themselves, like the actual inner cities where everything kind of was going on. But you take a 10-minute bus ride out, and then it's little Somalia. 10 minutes out, there's absolutely zero, Finnish people, zero Swedish people in those towns, and it's absolutely insane. I don't know how it got to that point. And if you look at Sweden, I mean, London's absolutely gone. Berlin is probably gone. Paris, Amsterdam was another awful country. Even Poland, I was pretty surprised. It's obviously a lot better than most of these countries, but you go to Warsaw and there's still a lot of immigrants. And even Lithuania, like, my parents are from there. I remember going there like 5 years ago. You'd maybe see 1 or 2 students who were black. Now I went there, I saw 20 in an hour. It's like 2 years ago, that wasn't a thing. Then 2 years in the future, what's going to happen? There's going to be
TikTok.
200.
They're going on, be like, hello, remember the video we played? This is Liechtenstein. DM how to come to Liechtenstein. Dude, come on, man. Come on, brother.
Yeah. It's
It
either
should
that or
be
the
illegal.
rainbow slides that bring them in.
Dude, but like we got to kind of get back to baseline racism, and I mean this genuinely. We need to realize that you need to protect your nation and your nation state and your race. Like when I watch history, you know what they always say? It's never like this. And then like the Turks attacked Malta, and you had the Maltese, and it's like you look down and you're going, okay, but the Turks they like animate them that they look like the Turks, right? Because the Turks were like Arabs, basically. You know, this is like what they looked like. And there isn't like a black and a white. Like, people had collective identity. This is God's curse to humanity. By the way, from the Tower of Babel, God literally split us up, and now we were gonna have our own tongue, our own culture, our own societies. We couldn't all live together. And trying to force people together is going against God's design. That's my opinion. God did not design us to all live together. That's what heaven is. It's that when the limitations of our bodies go away under the power of Christ, we are now one in Christ. But right now, Liechtenstein, Lithuania, hey, Jamal, there's no room for you in Lithuania, okay? That's not a new type of vape flavor, okay? You got like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, bro, have you tried Tropical Island? No, I've been smoking the Lithuania. You know what I mean? Buddy, no smoky for you. It's not a racist thing, though, to say baseline racism. It's like baseline racism means that you are racially understanding that there's a difference between people and not all people can live everywhere. And just because a black guy that you know is nice, I can't, dude, to get a boomer to understand this very simple concept, because that black guy you know is nice does not mean you want to live around a lot of black people or you want to import a lot of them into your nation. How is it that hard to understand that because you knew a nice lesbian, therefore you should be happy if your daughter becomes a lesbian? It's like, no.
Yeah, I don't understand what kind of mental gymnastics these people go through. And yeah, it's absolutely unfair to group everyone in one country, one city. Obviously, our brains work differently. Obviously, what we think is important is different. Things that we find morally correct, another race might not find morally correct. So why is it so crazy to say maybe we can't live under the same set of rules in one nation? Like that's not insane to say. That's just common sense.
Well, one of the things though, I kind of want to see something real fast. Don't bring this up for a second. One of the things that I want to bring, if you can bring it up here on the screen.
Easy.
What the hell?
Which of these
Where's
men
that coming
is
from?
I guess my computer. Sorry
Yeah,
about
your
that.
computer's connected. That's failure. Hey,
I was pulling up a video from Ozpil. You were just with him. It was pretty good when he was talking about how, you know, us saying that an American is, you know, usually from white European descent is wrong. And he compares it to other countries that, you know, if they showed a guy from Japan, we'd instantly be like, yeah, that guy's from Japan since he looks Japanese versus a white guy that was in the country as well. It's actually a really good video I was trying to find.
I'm trying to find out. I asked Beardson why he's mad at Hermes. I want to know on the show. I want to squash this beef.
Oh, I mean, he's mad. We've been going back and forth for a little bit.
Do you have a beef with Beardson?
I mean, kinda. He like called me out because I made a tweet, like a sarcastic tweet.
This isn't going to cause problems. Bring this up, right? I'm not trying to cause
No, I
problems
don't-
for you.
I
Okay,
don't
all right,
care.
all right.
I mean,
That's not
I'll
the point of the
say
show.
Yeah, but I said like dead ass in a tweet, and he's like, "Oh, why are you talking like a black person?" I'm like, "Bro, you're 40, you're divorced, and you're doing reaction videos in your basement. Like, what the hell are you doing?"
Well, who cares about that? Why? Like, well, you're just talking shit back and forth, basically.
Well, yeah, I mean,
who cares if you say dead ass either, right? I mean, it's irrelevant.
No, I know, but what's the point of calling me out? Why are you trying to start problems when you know their whole thing is stop infighting with each other? And then I tried to squash it, and you know he's being a dick. He's like, I don't have to like your content. I'm like, you don't have to like it, just don't come after me for no reason. And that's my problem with I don't want to drag anyone else into this, but this is my problem with a lot of the groypers. I'm not saying there's a lot of them are bad. I know a few good ones, but a lot of them will just attack you if you slightly disagree with a point that Nick made, or if you slightly have a different opinion than someone, than Nick or than any of these other groypers. You don't bend the knee to them, then they come after you right away. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I'll tell you one thing, brother. Whoa, hold up. Sorry.
There you go.
Become Muslim, brother. Become Muslim. Join Inshallah, brother. There will be no peace. You Christians worship a dead Jew. Inshallah, my brother. No more pagans or Christians. In one, we are all one in Allah. Put your face in a black cube and worship demons with us, brother. You know, The thing is about the blanket thing. Yeah. Also, real talk, absolute flat head hair. My hair is flatter than my 7th grade girlfriend. That was terrible. Iron clothes. You don't even need a board. You just how to lay on the bed. I was in 7th grade when I was dating her, by the way. So just to clarify.
Yeah, definitely clarify that.
Yeah, gotta clarify that. No, so okay, but dude, okay. I would love. You know what would go viral? We should. You know what? I'm not gonna give away the thing, but I have an idea. Remind me afterwards.
Okay.
Of a show that will like a segment that will go viral every week. I'll just say it now. It's called. I want to call it Squash the Beef. We just find 2 people that are fighting and just bring them on and squash the beef live on air.
There we go.
Face to face, let's squash the beef. And if we don't, then we have the audience decide who's right and who's wrong, and then they vote, and then there's like a prize at the end. I'm not even joking. It's like people give the super chats, and whoever gets voted, like either if we squash the beef, everyone votes. Did we squash the beef? And if they vote yes, then we donate the money to charity, which is my bank account. But if we, I just labeled my bank charity, so it's not lying. But then if we, I'm saying, but we can do this, and there could be some sort of a prize, and that'd be kind of cool. Where we all smoke a cigar together after.
Cool.
Squash the beef would be really cool. Someone also said, call it fight to the death.
There we go.
All right, that's one way to do
that. I think that's better.
Let me see. Okay, so Beardson says, I can't say what he said because it's his personal DMs, but I asked him, he kind of corroborated what you said. I would never read some of his personal DMs on air. So just so you know, Beardson, I wouldn't do that to you either, Hermes. But yeah, basically shit talking. So can we do an episode of Squash the Beef with you guys? Can I get you guys on remote and we can have a remote? Can we do a Squash the Beef? All right.
Sure, we can do
First
that.
episode of Squash the Beef. We'll go ahead and do a segment. Maybe we'll do it this Saturday on Slightly Offensive.
Let's do it.
Amy Dangerfield's coming in and we'll do a segment called Squash the Beef. Because we do that maybe like an hour. It's just like 15 minutes. Let's squash the beef.
Let's get
Because
it
you don't
over
get
with.
stuck on an hour podcast and a squash beef. It's just like 15 minutes, the clock's going, let's squash the beef. All right. Let me tell you this real fast. So basically, where is this? Wait, everything got moved around. Where did this stuff go about YouTube? It was there and it was gone.
Well, the YouTube here.
Yeah, we were talking about that, but
It was just that one part.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so one of the crazy things I want to tell you about who voted for Mamdani. Let's get to this. I want you guys to be friends. Here's the thing. I think the time's over. So to be quite frank with you guys, I've had some pretty, like even recently, there's always some stupid bitch or some drama on Twitter or some like if a woman's involved or Twitter's involved, just take the side of your boys. Like don't let Twitter or females get in the way of your friendship. The chances are is you're misunderstanding each other on Twitter. Because you gotta like basically protect your own reputation. You know, it's like he's talking shit on you, now you gotta talk shit back. That's why I try not to get into that, right? I just talk shit on the people that are literally shitting in the streets, you know? Like Vivek Ramaswamy's ancestors, okay? But I think we gotta
they're still doing it. I don't think it's just the ancestors.
Yeah, but I'm saying, can we have a real talk about this? We need to form a coalition. Like we don't need Daily Wire and big things, but like having you on the show is important to me because it makes me sad if the Groypers don't like you. And I don't know if you do you have a problem with the Groypers maybe because of this?
I do.
Or what is your problem with them?
Because, they'll attack everyone that disagrees with Nick slightly.
Well, explain.
Like
what happened? You have an exact example, right? I mean, something happened to you.
I don't remember exactly what I even disagreed with. I mean, I think a lot of them attack me because I'm not outright Christian, but I do acknowledge that Christianity obviously shaped the nation. I don't disagree with that. And I don't think I inherently have a problem with Christianity. I just think it's a very empathetic religion at the moment, and I don't think there's a place for that. But I don't even remember what I said. I do remember some of my DMs got leaked from a group chat where I was like making a joke. I said like Hamas is based, or they're Christians. I don't care. I was referring to the Christians in Palestine, and obviously I was just messing with someone, and that's not actually what I thought. But then they don't care. They'll just go attack you. And that's just what they like to do. I think the Groypers hold Nick down a lot. And I don't know why he just doesn't keep them in line, doesn't disavow some of them.
I don't think they keep him down. Well, look, we'll go on with the segment. I don't want to spend too much time on this. But I will say, I don't think anyone's like keeping Nick down, though. Like, I think Nick is pretty much on a generational run. Like, he's kind of his own thing. But even Nick will admit sometimes the Groypers act retarded. But also, if you ask them if they act retarded, they'll say we act retarded, which is true. But I also say this, I try not to let people's followers... Like for my relationship with Nick, I try to keep completely independent. And I'll have like literally people that are like suck his dick, literally like they would, even though they're completely straight. That'll be like, you know, you got to agree with him on this and this and this. And they're like, you know, bother me. And I've never had Nick be like, you got to agree with me. Like Nick's never said that to me, right? He's never like, dude, you got to agree with me on everything. when we have beefs and he does want me to agree with him on stuff and we disagree, then we just disagree and then we beef it out and then we're like friends again. You know what I mean? But I think like this is the key thing I want to do to unite people. Stop letting people's followers or people's proxies speak for them. Just talk to them and let's get back to men meeting each other face to face. That's why we bring back cigars. It's the manliness is not Daily Wire. Like, look, I got a whiskey and I got a cigar. Isn't this manly? The manliness is sitting down, putting a long brown stick in your mouth. Okay.
Oh, come on.
No. Everyone says that it's gay to smoke cigars. I don't think so. But no, the key thing is sitting down, doing something. As a guy, you can never do nothing. As a guy, you can never just do nothing. You got to be watching the game. You got to be drinking a drink. Got to be smoking to turn your brain off. You sit down, you do something relaxing, you pull out a cigar, and you sit and you say, let's have a real conversation. And you can only have a real conversation when there is no females around or spirit of females. And why do I say spirit? You can't have guys around who have female energy, guys who are like gossipy, guys who are sensitive. Fuck those guys, okay? I hate men like that. You can die, okay? You will die one day. Maybe it's sooner than later if God wills it. But you also can't have the internet around. That's why beefs on the internet are not real. You could have beef on the internet face to face on a show and talk to each other, but like the internet is it's feminine by nature. It's about waiting, because anytime you can have time to think of your answer, that's a female thing. That's why women like to text fight, because they want time to think of their answers. It's like, bitch, just talk to me. Let's just hammer this out, right? That's why women like counselors and everything. They want mediators and people involved. Women love people involved. Guys go, look, man, let's just hash our shit out. And I think it's time that we get a coalition going. We get like, I want to remind you, we might see ourselves as different. Hermes might see himself as Hermes. Groypers might see themselves as Groypers. SOBs, original, might see themselves as SOBs, Rifters, whatever it is. In the end, our enemies view us all the same. Joel Berry wants us all to be hungry, and he wants us all to be deplatformed. You think Seth Dillon gives a shit about whether you and Beardson get along? No. He wants Beardson to be homeless. He wants you to be homeless. He wants me to be homeless. And he's going to try, and he might sue me to say, I never said that. Well, that's what you implied. Okay? So I'll say allegedly that's what he wants. Allegedly. And so because our enemies take us as a unit, as a one party, I think we need to start acting like it. My personal opinion is. And that's why my beef, if I disagree with Nick now, it's like, it doesn't matter. Charlie was murdered. I think once Charlie was murdered, it's a reset for everyone. So squash the beef in the spirit of Charlie in open debate. We got to bring people together. First episode, either this Saturday or next week, is going to be Beardson and Hermes. If someone have access to my X account, they can just message Beardson and ask him if he can squash the beef. I'm being serious. All right, let's move on.
I just wanted to add one more thing.
Yeah.
I agree with all that, and I don't go out my way to attack people even if I disagree with them. But if they come after me, they try to slander me or say I said something that I didn't.
It's not
say.
right. I'm not saying he's right. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. We got to squash the beef.
I agree.
You know why? Because every breath you take that's not centered on attacking James Lindsay's balls, what's left of them, whatever's not spent debunking the bullshit coming out of Ben Shapiro's mouth, every breath that you have that's not defending the white race, Christianity, our ancestors, our children, their destiny, their future, the sanctity and the unity of our country, every breath we use to not defend the holy land from these invaders who have come in and created international warfare, that is a breath wasted. And yeah, if he attacked you, it's bullshit. If you attacked him back, maybe it makes sense, but then it's also bullshit to keep it going. We need to be united, okay? There's no United States of America, but there's a united woke Reich.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's too much infighting, and everything that we have against us, this is really the time when we need to come together. The message is finally being put out there. We see that the tides are shifting. People are starting to wake up to all the bullshit, all the lies, that we were told throughout history. So the last thing we need to do is fight amongst each other, where that's not going to make the impact that we need.
Yeah, all right. Jump in and no, but I'm with you, man. I got your back. I got his back. We're going to go in here. Okay, why did Mamdani win? Okay, let's talk about, we're going to break down now what happens when white people are minorities. When white people are minorities, what happens? That's a big concern for you. It's a big concern for me. We're told that we're racist. We're Nazis because we care about that. But demographics is destiny. Demographics leads to real consequences. AF Post wrote this. Zohran Mamdani has won the general election for New York City mayor with over 50% of the vote. 50% won the popular vote, okay? You see this here. Here's the votes it's in. Zohran Mamdani. Oh, Andrew Cuomo got 41%. I thought it was like more of a landslide.
No.
2/3 of Jews voted for Cuomo, but 1/3 voted for Mamdani. And because there's so many Jews, I would say if all Jews voted for Andrew Cuomo, we may not have a Mamdani victory. Why are Jews voting for Mamdani? That's a good question. Why are Jews voting for him?
He's controlled opposition. I mean,
What do you mean by that, though? That's like a blank statement. What do you mean?
I mean, you could see who funds Mamdani, George Soros, and I mean the Jews infight too. It's not like all the Jews just get along. Like one sect of Jews wants one thing, like the Marxist Jews, and then the Zionist Jews want something else.
What about the Fabians?
I don't know.
That was a serious question. These are like the merchant class.
Yeah,
The
right?
merchant class,
The rich ones.
I don't know. I don't know who they were voting for. I don't know what all the Jews are split up on which topics, but I don't know. But the people celebrating that Mamdani is anti-Zionist, even if he is, which I don't think he is. Like he made a post, one of the first posts. He said it's time to combat anti-Semitism in New York, something like that. But that's besides the point. He's a Muslim communist, and if you think that's better than some radical Jew, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, some of these people just don't know what Islam can do and what these radical Muslims can do. I mean, just go to Europe. I was just there for 6 weeks.
Islam so let me ask you this then. So he's Muslim, right? And that's been kind of the focus of everyone.
Yeah.
He's a Muslim, and I've even put some focus on that. But do you admit though, like let's talk about this. There has been a financial concerted effort, and you've been offered money, and I've been offered money just in the last 24 hours. A lot of money too. Dude, we're talking about like, again, to some people it's not a lot of money, but like I've been offered like, just tweet this and I'll give you $500. And look, $500 is insane. That's to a lot of people, $500 is like half a week's of work to put up one tweet, right? Now I know some people that are getting more than that. I know some people that charge $4,000 to $10,000 for a tweet. I know one guy that charges $23,000 for a thread, and he gets it. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you this. So I know money's going in, but I do think Islam is a threat. I just don't think it's as big of a threat in the U.S. as it is in Europe.
Yeah, I agree. It's not at the moment, but we don't want it to become as big of a threat as it is in Europe. And I mean, it can change very fast. I mean, you could see how fast London changed. It wasn't like that like 10, 20 years ago. It changed very rapidly.
7 years ago, it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. We don't want it to get to this point. And, obviously, I don't want any Zionist Jews running our government or to be, whatever. But I also don't want a radical Islamist. And it's like, would you rather have the evil you know what will do or the evil that you don't know? And that might be a lot worse. So, I mean, I prefer neither, obviously. But, pick your poison, I guess, at the moment, because we obviously live in an imperfect world.
Well, look at this, though, because I want to bring up the stats here. So we're talking about who voted for Mamdani. So we got a lot of self-hating whites too.
Oh yeah, big time.
We got a real problem. This is what's so dumb. Like I bet you and Beardson have like 98% the same views.
Yeah.
And like, to be honest though, look, I don't think he should have been attacking you if he was for saying dead ass. Like honestly, you grew up in the hood and you have clean facial hair. And you do your hair a certain way, and it's like
You never let me live that down.
no.
Take the hat off, buddy. Let's check it out.
No, it's like
Epstein mustache. Go
I'm
ahead.
from LA. I'm from LA, so I'm kind of like kind of gay. You know what I mean? It's just kind of true.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Okay.
It depends. It depends on if it's a Tuesday or not. Kind of. No, I'm kind of gay. And people will throw that at you. If you're dead ass, they'll call you a wigger. People like to say that I'm gay because I'm gay. So that's a problem. No, but like where you grow up and what you do does affect you, right? And the culture does. Like I would say this, a lot of white guys are a little bit wiggerish.
Yeah.
Because they consume rap music. Nothing is more annoying than white people who really like rap. Okay? I just think it's just unbecoming. I sound like a boomer, but it's unbecoming. It's like, dude, don't listen to the jungle beats. Don't drink the junk. You don't have to take a Jello shot just because it's on the tray, my friend. That balloon, you could put it on a string and give it to a child. Don't inhale what's in it. And you don't have to take the culture, but I get why Gen Z, they've been flooded with like Negro culture, right? That's what it was back in the 30s. They called it like Negro beats or something like that. No, they used to call it that. It was like jazz and blues. And not all black music is bad, like blues. But even then, think about this. What did the blacks do well with? It was jazz breaking the form of classical tradition, right? They broke the form. And, I'm not a huge jazz fan. Got some jazz hands maybe, but but I'm not a big jazz fan. But really rap comes from jazz. It comes from like blues and jazz, like kind of like this idea of melodic, chanting. And I think that we got to get to a point where we got to tell young white men, look, don't focus on the fact. Look, if Beardson had a rough life, I don't get people's personal lives. I'm not going to comment what you said, but if he had some shit that happened and, you know, some things didn't work out in his life, that sucks. But shit happens to guys. And we gotta get in their life. If you grew up in a way that you have some black shit in you, you know, as long as it's not physically in you, it's just mental, right? You got black in you, that's a problem. You gotta repent. I'm not talking about genetics, guys. But we did have a guest who was Jewish who did have double black in her. Double teamed.
Oh, damn.
She was one of my guests. I didn't know she was a porn star. And someone sent me a video. And
I missed that. I wasn't on that episode. I don't.
Dude.
I have no idea.
You didn't know you brought on a porn star?
10 minutes before she was on, I had an email that was like, this is your guest. Open it up in front of my producer. Eiffel Towered. And we're not talking about Paris.
Oh, my
by two
gosh.
black guys on a website called blacked.com. And then I had to sit and interview her. And I was like,
You didn't have to.
well, yeah, I worked for a network at the time, like under contractual obligation to produce your show.
Okay.
And I'm like, I said in the interview, I remember, like, there's just parts of you and things of you that I know that I wish I didn't. She's like, what do you mean? And I was like, well. Yeah, I've seen some dark things happening. My point is that, you know, also she had changed her name to a white name as well. Her last name was very, very Jewish, but I didn't know that at the time. My point is that people have bad things in their life, but unlike women who get spiritually sullied for life, right? No one wants to hear a girl who's a porn star who becomes a Christian and comes back. We don't want to hear from women. If you were a porn star and you become a Christian, get off the internet. You know, stop looking for attention and validation. We're supposed to be encouraging men to transform, and I think you've done a big transformation. And I think
so. Don't bring them to TPUSA events and then like praise them and be like, "Oh, next on stage
is the porn star." No,
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it picking each other apart for small things. And I think we've got to exemplify, and we've got to be the better person. And it's hard for me sometimes too, because people attack me all the time. They slander me, they say shit, and I choose not to take that road. And it's not easy to take, because it's the low-hanging fruit is what we don't want, right? We don't want low-hanging fruit. We want to be an example for young men on how to party and get bitches. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to help young men to see that they can be something greater. And that's what I think Tucker Carlson was doing with Nick. I watched as much as I could get through the interview. It wasn't particularly that good, because I didn't know why everyone was freaking out. I watched it and I was like, not because Tucker did bad. It was just like an old guy talking to a young guy about his beliefs and kind of like asking him to kind of trying to shape him in a direction of like, hey, you know, there's ways, you know, we kind of think alike, but, you know, maybe I have a different way of words or whatever. And I didn't get anything bad from the interview. And then everyone was like, dude, this was the Holocaust. And I was like, if this was the Holocaust and this didn't happen, then what are you saying, right? So I'm saying here, when you see this thing that there's 44% of whites in New York are voting for this, it means we got a lot of work to do. And I don't think shitting on each other, I don't think Beardson shitting on you or you shitting on Beardson or anybody attacking each other is going to get us, he's going to win these people. Okay? We didn't have concentration camps, but these white people might need them to concentrate.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than a self-loathing white.
Yeah, it's sick.
They're the worst people. They stand in our way more than anything. It's like, if you look at the crowds at these pro-Palestine, these BLM rallies, it's mostly white people. And it's embarrassing. And, you know, they just hijack the empathetic nature of white people. And it's sad to see, but some of these people, you just, unfortunately, you can't really.
Is that what it is? They have empathy?
Yeah.
You know what it is? You don't think that they're just guilty? Like they're just acting like spiritually queer, you know? They're just sort of like they've rejected God, so they're like, I'm going to be good by helping black people get my stuff.
I mean, I would say it's both, but they're definitely hijacking the empathetic part of white people. Like, white people want to inherently help other people, the people who are less fortunate. Like, they have this white savior complex. And I don't think it's bad, but right now, there's obviously no room for it.
Well, what do you think about this? Let me bring that back up here. He got over half the black vote. I was actually surprised. 37% of blacks ain't doing that. But look, he got 61% of Asian and 46% of other. I don't know what that is. But the point is, what this is he got the immigrants. I got the black immigrants. He apparently didn't get a lot of the African Americans. He got a lot of the Africans, and he also got the majority of the Hispanic vote. The point is that when things are less white, they become less right. And I mean right wing, right? And that's just the identity. When the identity of America becomes spiritually brown, we are all going to put on a frown. And, you know, Cat in the Hat wrote the script today. But I think the most important part of this is like, look, it's not racist to point out statistics. And right now when the right wing is telling us that, you know, if only white people voted in this election, Zohran Mamdani wouldn't even been elected, even though a lot of white people voted for him. And that's just kind of saying something. We've changed our identity, therefore you've changed our society and our culture. And when you remove white people, this is what happens. We're going to look at what he said. But when he comes in, he's coming with a vengeance. And we watched a clip at the beginning I'd like to play again for those that are just joining the thing. But this black guy on CNN, what's his name? I forget his name. Something. Yeah, let me see if I can get it real fast. It's up here. Oh, yeah. Van Jones did like the dumbest liberal movement ever, right? He watches the speech of Mamdani and he's like, wait a second. Did this guy lie to us to get into office? What the frick? What? Right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, this is like, watch this moment. You missed this in the beginning, but this is important.
But I think he missed an opportunity. I think the Mamdani that we saw on the campaign trail, who was a lot more calm, who was a lot warmer, who was a lot more embracing, was not present in that speech. And I think that Mamdani is the one you need to hear from tonight. There are a lot of people trying to figure out, can I get on this train with him or not? Is he going to include me? Is he going to be more of a class warrior even in office? I think he missed a chance tonight to open up and bring more people into the tent. I think his tone was sharp. I think he was using the microphone in a way that he was almost yelling. And that's not the Mamdani that we've seen on TikTok and the great interviews and stuff like that. So I felt like there's a little bit of a character switch here where the warm, open, embracing guy that's close to working people was not on stage tonight. And there was some other voice on stage. That said, he's very young. And he just pulled off something that's very, very difficult. And I wouldn't write him off, but I think he missed an opportunity to open himself up tonight. And I think that will probably cost him going forward.
Yeah, I don't think any of that. I think he did miss an opportunity. That was his opportunity, and it's like I think he accidentally just said he hated white people, and he was only going to represent brown people. I think he actually messed up. It's like no, that's what he's been doing the entire time. And I want to remind people, the white liberals hate themselves, so they transgender their children and they become LGBTQ. The browns that are liberal hate you because they have been brainwashed. But also, like, it's kind of true, dude. We have been the empires for like 500 years, and we did, like, we did a bad thing. We made them aware of what we were doing. We educated them, right? Like, so we didn't just go in and like control the resources in the world. We like also like, do you guys also want to learn about how we controlled the resources in the world? Maybe you shouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? like maybe you should be like, hey, do you want to know how international trade works? It's like, don't tell the Zimbabwean what you're doing because he might get mad about it. And I think that was our first issue was like, we thought we could make brown people white and black people white. And that became like this thing where now we're like trying to make the world, we thought everyone could kind of just become us. And ever since the British and the French lost control of the Suez Canal in the 1950s, when the warlord, whatever his name was, Al Jazeera Al Mamdani II, his probably Zohran Mamdani, honestly. Zohran Mamdani in the 1950s, you know, he did something. Do you remember what he did? Do you remember when whites lost control of the world? Do you remember when the British Empire collapsed? Do you guys remember this? I don't remember. I wasn't there, but I remember this. Mm-hmm. The British Empire collapsed because this guy, this Egyptian warlord, it was my opinion, but a lot of things collapsed. I think it fully collapsed when Hong Kong got delivered back over to China. But you ever seen how sad that video was? Can you look it up? Look at the passing of the flag in Hong Kong. Find that on YouTube. It's one of the saddest videos. It's literally the death of white empires. Do you remember that? Have you seen that? It's one of the saddest things. When we died was when the warlord in Egypt came and he said, so the French and the British were controlling the Suez Canal. Remember, like 3/4 of energy and comes through the Suez Canal to Europe. And he just went, he was like Mamdani. He was like, why are we doing this? And so he just like took a militia, seized the Suez Canal ports and the channel, raised Egyptian flags, and basically Britain and England, Britain and France decided they were going to declare war, and they didn't. They were just like, okay, I guess you're right. You know, we built the canals, we've been there, we've made a profit. You can have it now. And then he destroyed Egypt, by the way. And we're finding out when we gave the societies back to the native people, you know, when we gave it back to the people, they destroyed it. You see what happened to Algeria? Algeria used to be like France with some darker skinned people. And now Algeria is like Mexico. So it's got some first world properties, but it's not somewhere you want to walk alone at night. And if you mess with the wrong crime lord, you'll find yourself skinned or beheaded. These people are incapable of upholding our civilization. And even worse than now, what we've said is, look, you fucked up the civilizations we gave you. You effed those up. Why don't you come to our civilization here and we'll give the power to you too? It makes me wonder, how badly did we lose World War II?
Yeah, obviously very bad. Yeah, I mean, they're making white people feel guilty for bringing all these advancements into these countries, into these continents. I mean, we made their lives 100 times better. Like you said, these countries are shitholes. They can't sustain themselves. They sabotage their own people. They kill their own people. They don't care about each other. And white people come in. They build these things. They make amazing architecture. They give them these advancements. I mean, where would these countries be if white people never came in? And honestly, that's probably the biggest mistake. We should have never came into these countries. The resources were just never worth it. I mean, look at what's happening today.
Did you find it?
No, I was trying to find it.
All right. Well, let me see if I could probably find it real quickly. Give me one moment here. So I'm gonna look this up. It's the ceremony? It's a ceremony. Hong Kong.
I seen like the anniversary, but I didn't see the original.
Yeah, Hong Kong transfer ceremony. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Let me turn this on here. Look at that. Look at that face. You saw that? Mm-hmm. The sun begins to set on the British Empire. That's heartbreaking, man. Watch this. Look at that. Look at this. Oh, look at that. He's like, shit. Ahead a little bit. Look at this. Here we go. Well, and then you remember that there was a resurgence of British colonialism and American colonialism when the CIA then caused the protest to happen in 2019. Remember this, in Hong Kong. And it was just like we saw with Occupy Wall Street, how they crushed that. Then there was a resurgence here to actually gain back colonial power of the ports. And then what happened, like a few months into the actual protests that were really against communist power? COVID happened, and then the protests went away. They were able to stop the protest by forcing everyone inside, and they shut that one down. You ever wonder why China shut down, or why China would have maybe released that? Everyone was why, like, what was it purposely released? I don't know. Obviously, we're not. YouTube says it was never released, but we'll just say there was the COVID. COVID was from a Chinese lab.
Some may say.
No, it was from a Chinese lab, but the COVID that hit the world apparently was not. Right? So it was like. It was like being like, hey, you're eating like McDonald's, and there's like you're sitting in front of a McDonald's. It's like, did you buy that inside? It's like, why the fuck would you think I'd get this inside of that McDonald's? And you're like, well, you got a receipt and it says the same address. And
it's on
like,
the bag.
It's on the bag. It's like, oh, what if this was from Burger King? What if? Oh, and it's like, I just asked if it was from the inside. Like, okay, this could be a burrito. Is this a child? You accusing me of eating a child? Like, dude, what the hell's going on here? That's a burger. Okay, fine. Anyway, we're not allowed to say it, but we all know. The point is that squashed the rise of British colonialism. Also notice that that's when things really shifted. and now the economy has completely changed. It was like there was a little bit of white resurgence there of white civility that was going to come back to Hong Kong, and they wanted independence. Now that's why China can't afford to not take Taiwan, and they will take Taiwan.
Oh, we'll see it. Yeah.
They'll take Taiwan. China is going to take Taiwan, and I'm going to be completely straight up with you guys here. Oh, I got to be careful. This will fully get clipped out. So let me say this right. I support the nation of the United States that is built upon the documents that our founding fathers wrote, that my ancestors fought for, and I support a government system that is built by God for our people and endowed to us by the Creator with inalienable rights given to us and enshrined in these documents. A nation that is no longer subject or privy to subjugation to these documents, therefore no longer to God, I'm not necessarily an enemy of their enemies, right? Because I believe that the uniparty or the government of the United States is no longer working on behalf of the American people. I do not think that they are working on our nation, and I do not believe that they are holding themselves to the standard of our founding documents. So when they demonize China, I don't really believe them, because I do believe that maybe China is our enemy. I don't know. But I can tell you what, I believe the United States government has become the enemy of the people. And that's it's crazy. That's a very traditional right-wing view to hold, that the government is turned against us. It's our enemy. Now I'll be called anti-American. But Glenn Beck, a decade ago, would have said, 2012, the American government is the problem. They've turned against us. What happened to that? Remember that? He's on the National Mall talking about how the government's turned against us and we have to fight against the government. And now it's like you say, hey, maybe the government's controlled by Jews and we should fight against it. They're like, what the
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think the government's controlled by Jews or not? I mean, I don't know. I do.
I believe they are. Absolutely. I believe they are. I mean, follow the money. You're going to see it. I think our country is definitely controlled. I mean, look at the banking systems, even Hollywood, and, the music industries. You were talking about rap and the messages that they're sending. Our history has been a lie throughout. So, yeah, schooling systems.
Kneel or die, Goy boy, someone said in the chat. Do you think it is? I mean, do you think it's a bigger issue than that? Like, do you think, because you've been in Europe, Europe has a very different set of issues going on. And Europe is very much controlled by the United States. So that's why they hate us. The countries really do hate NATO. They really do hate NATO and the European Union. But I would say the European Union is a separate entity, but you get a lot of influence of the European Union based upon the military pressure from the United States. That's my opinion from what I've seen. Did you see? People in Europe don't like America, by the way. I've noticed that. Not very much so.
I wouldn't really say that, to be honest.
Well, you're probably with right-wing nationalists. I'm talking about like the liberal order.
I guess so. I don't know. I didn't really talk to too many liberal people, but yeah, they definitely have a different set of issues.
What do they say out there? Like, are people right-wing out there? Is it lost for Europe?
I mean, like I said, some of these countries, they're like London, it's like 30% white right now. I mean, they have Sadiq Khan as mayor. Like you see what's happening over there. Their government is arresting people for tweets and reposts online. So yeah, places like that are completely cooked. But then Poland and like the Eastern countries, I mean, if they came together and they formed some sort of union against the Western degeneracy, so I mean, they see what's happening. Like I went to some of these countries that are still like 95% white. They're like, no, we can't even let this start because there's movements over there. I'm like, why is there a movement? You guys don't even have these issues yet. But they're like, yeah, we saw what happened to these Western European countries. We can't even let the ball start rolling.
Yeah, well, no balls. I want to bring this up. A couple of super chats that came in. Outlaw Justice said, Hermes, do you want to be a dad one day? $10, by the way, a couple of air horns. One of the best ways to help is to marry and start a family young. Number of kids is limited by your wife. The world record for most kids had at last birth is at 65. Do you want to have kids?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if we're talking about all these issues that the white race is dying and then you don't have kids, that's kind of antithetical to everything we believe in, right?
Yeah, a couple more super chats here. Let me see. From YouTube, a couple super chats. One of the individuals sent in, what the hell? Okay, sent in $5 for one air horn. Gaming Revere said, that being said, your content is just like Gypsy Crusaders is hilarious, but attacking Nick for not being Nazi enough is absolutely ridiculous. Was that a real fight?
What? I never said that. I just I made a small critique which he cleared up. I said because there was a clip of him saying, "I don't care what color you are. If you were born in America, we all have like the same fight," something like that. I'm like, what do you mean? Isn't that one of your main points, one of your main beliefs that, you know, white nationalism, that white people are the real Americans? And he says it doesn't matter what color you are. But he did clear that up. He said no anchor babies, nothing like that. So I don't know. It was just kind of a weird thing to say. But I wasn't attacking him for being not Nazi enough. That's ridiculous.
By the way, somebody in the chat said Elijah gets to stream on YouTube, but if he was in a Muslim country saying the same things, he'd get his head rolled on the floor. Choose your battles. I don't think I would, dude. I don't think I'd get my head rolled on the floor for podcasting about women being in traditional roles, Israeli power. I'm pretty sure. I don't really think Muslims would. These Muslim nations don't even want the Muslims that are coming to our country, and they think it's problematic what we're doing, allowing Islamic extremism to thrive in Europe. They actually think it's a problem. A lot of these countries, they're like, this is actually an issue.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. You ever seen the premiere in
which countries?
Like UAE. You have definitely the Emirates. What's the other one? Qatar has they've said directly like this is like, you know, letting extremism breed. It's absolutely ridiculous. I know Jordan had a couple of criticism. Their king or their president or whatever had some problems. I know that even the Syrian ISIS guy was like basically laughing recently in a press conference with Russia about basically like, yeah, he's going to stabilize Syria because he's going to allow the Muslims to stay. But like these radical Muslims, he is one of them, but he's a CIA plant. He's kind of like, yeah, kind of like the West. We're not going to let it happen to us with extremism like the West happened to them. We're going to bring order. So they kind of do mock us a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely do mock us, but if they're real Muslims, I mean, it literally says in their book, they have to convert everyone on earth into Islam. If we don't convert, then, you know, they either kill us or they give us a tax.
It's true. The Mamdani tax. It's true, though. All right, looking at a couple more things before we jump into that, guys. Huge shout out real fast. Obviously, you know, we were talking about District Copper. Make sure that you guys check it out. It's a massive move in the United States and in Canada. And essentially, it's a massive $35.6 million investment by the government to push the mining and the discovery of new rare earth metals. There's a huge battle going on right now with China. Trump was just on record talking about the fact that the way that China pushed back against the tariffs is they started jacking the price of rare earth metals, right? They started, basically taking elements like copper, like heavy metals, like even some of this stuff, you know, uranium, zinc, whatever it is, and they've been sort of using that and leveraging that against the United States. So the U.S. wants to invest in more mines. That's why the U.S. made a big deal with El Salvador to mine in their mountains as well. They want U.S. mining companies. We're trying to get a hold of a lot of these elements that are needed particularly to develop technology. And so a lot of people are talking about investing in these companies. One of those is districtcoppercorp.com that you can find on the American Stock Exchange. They're at CAXPF or out there in the stock exchange up in Canada at DCOP. I think that is, right? Do I have that right? Let me make sure I have that correctly. Give me one moment. Well, man, it's so down here. Yeah. Okay, cool. I got that right. I don't want to get those switched up. Mm-hmm. But it's very promising. You should check it out. Go to districtcoppercorp.com, DISTRICTCOPPER, CORP.com, ticker CAXPF or DCOP on the Canadian Exchange. Shout out to them for sponsoring the show. Read the disclaimer. This is not investment advice. All right. Kind of going down here. I want to get down to some more of this. So he had one thing to say to President Trump. Okay. So a lot of this, what do you think? I'm going to ask you before I play this, or after I play this. I think a lot of what you see when Trump's president is just reactionary politics to people just not liking Trump and choosing the furthest thing away from Trump. Like, I think a lot of people voted for this guy are like split between they hate Israel and he wasn't pro-Israel. So there's a lot of just whites who are like, yeah, free Palestine. They voted for him, which I think is stupid too. Yeah. And then there's a bunch of other people who are like, he's not Trump. Mm-hmm. You know, Trump's rounding up the immigrants. He is an immigrant. Look, listen to this.
So hear me, President Trump, when I say this. To get to any of us, you will have to get through all of us.
What do you make of that? I feel like that's a threat.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is, I don't know what to think of that. I mean, when people are in office speaking like this and they're immigrants themselves, I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't know how the hell we got to this point. It's honestly insane to me.
How did we get to this point? I mean, that's a really loaded question, but I don't mean this point in like everything, but like this. How did we get a third world Muslim president after 9/11? Right? They said never forget. Mm-hmm. We forgot
Come
about
a long
that.
way from there. Yeah.
Maybe if we put some of the education that we push into reminding people of the Holocaust into 9/11 or like domestic issues, maybe this wouldn't have happened. What if we had like 9/11 museums in every city and made every kid go to one? Maybe if there was a bunch of shoes. There's enough shoes at we could donate some of the shoes from the Holocaust museums to the 9/11 museum.
Yeah, I think it's a loaded question. I mean, because there's a lot to it. I mean, first off, we're looking at, I mean, we could go all the way back to the melting pot and how they tricked us that our country had to be a melting pot, and how, we then flooded our country with all these illegals and then all these other immigrants on H-1Bs and everything else. So this is something that's been in the works for a long time. It's only happening in Western countries is really where you see it, and it's all done on purpose. So yeah, this has been gradual over time. It's only going to get worse and worse. They want us to no longer feel comfortable in our own country where we can actually look at each other and see similarities. Instead, they want us to be separated and pretty much destroy all, the Christian nation that we have.
Yeah, look at this though. I'm just gonna play this at the very beginning. I think we got here because of people like this, right?
Oh yeah.
Now he's like, okay. Do you know? I was thinking about this guy. I was talking about the other day. Is there a day where this guy is not bitching and complaining about something that's like happening to him and Jews? And I take Lauren Chen's position, be like, you're obsessed with this. It's like, no, you know what, guys? All you guys do is talk about this, and all we do on our show is respond to what you're talking about. This is a reactionary show. So we literally just talk about what you're talking about, and all you guys talk about is Jews, Israel, and fighting Nazis. So it's a huge topic on our show because there's nothing else. If you aren't talking about Jews and Nazis and stuff, you're just not talking about current events, or you've intentionally chosen a different focus because that's what everyone's talking about. Like literally, you could be like, I don't talk about it. You chose not to because everybody else is. So I'm not like unique here. It's just like, it's annoying when this guy talks.
Keep pushing it too, because when you look at the comment section for a lot of these people, Levin, you also have, Officer Talmud. When you actually look at their comments, they're not caring what anybody's saying to them, any of their followers. Their followers are like, sold out once again, another 7,000, whatever it may be. And they just continue to keep pushing this bullshit upon us.
Yeah, there's MAGA. Well, and also too, like, look, it's got 143,000 views, got 986 likes, and 734 comments, nearly a ratio. But I want to remind you, like, the reason why this is so bad is, like, look at Mark Levin. He's got 4.9 million followers and can barely push 1,000 likes. And, like, look, I mean this. Look, and I also say this. The algorithm's stupid. I post a lot of posts that don't go anywhere. Everyone does. But you got 5 million followers. 5 million followers. And you can't get on a serious video like this where you took time to record it, you put it up. But this is not just like a, hey, I ate a burrito. This is I'm Mark Levin. Oh, Mark Levin. Imagine how this guy moans. Is it in yet, Mark? Is it in there yet, Marky? Oy vey, it's almost, and I just can't get it up. I'm just so stressed about everything. There's a new lady at the country club. You live Jewish country
Lindsey
clubs.
Graham like holds him afterwards. Like, it's okay, baby. We'll be fine.
It's all right, baby. It's okay. It's good. He's like, I just really just need to listen. My matzo ball soup was just so lukewarm, It's like, dude, shut the hell up, Mark. Okay?
Video
Listen to this guy.
message, but I think the times require it. You saw Mamdani got elected mayor. You see what's taking place in our country right now. We are really at a very difficult point. A very difficult point. On the left, we have the Marxist Islamists. They are organized. They are well-funded. They're funded by Soros. They're funded by foreign money. They're bragging about it. They have this group CARE, which is a Hamas front group funded by Hamas. They're destroying our colleges and universities. People are not safe in the streets. The undermining of the cops is purposeful. And I could go on and on and on. And you see it taking place. And it's not just taking place in big cities anymore. It is spreading through the country like a metastasizing cancer. Then, conversely, you see on the extremist right side, not conservatives, not constitutionalists, not MAGA, not Reaganites, not Tea Party activists, goons and thugs of the old school 1930s. And they used the 1930s anti-Semitism, they used the 1950s racism and segregationism. These are very evil people. And we're dealing with very evil people on the extreme left and the extreme right. I'm here to say to you that we need to fight these forces, not join them, not make excuses for them.
All right.
And if
So
they're
what
all-
he's saying here is like, I just need a MyPillow. Okay, but He's talking about now. This is a new phrase, and I can't keep up. Now the extreme right makes us cooler. Extreme.
We should turn them into shirts every time.
Yeah,
like we'll have to keep switching
Dude,
it up.
we'd be running out of stuff. We couldn't even keep up with the stock. So extreme right. He's like, we got to fight both these people. So what he's saying is okay, so you're fighting the right and the left.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I said. I'm not trying to fight these guys. They're fighting us. It's a declaration of war on us. And it's like, dude, if you spent more time fighting the left, maybe you would beat them.
Mm-hmm.
But they what they really care about, and then you found this out. Sorry, I found out. I didn't realize this. This entire time, they were fighting the radical woke left. They were just fighting them because they were anti-Semitic. I didn't know that. Like until recently.
I think part of it's that. I think part of it's also just having division, having two different sides that can fight amongst each other.
No, but these guys, I'm saying they're fighting the left.
Yeah.
They're fighting anyone who's not pro-Israel.
Because like they'll be like, oh, we're against transgenderism, but where did transgenderism come from? You
From
know?
Mark Levin's diary.
I'm just saying the history of it. If you actually go back to Germany and you start to see, about the book burnings and where the clinics actually came from. So a lot of the things that they're fighting against are the same things that, that was pushed in the background. So it's just, the easy way is divide and conquer.
Well, yeah, Alex Soros, George Soros's son, said, "Congratulations, Mamdani," and he just got married to what's her name? What's her name? Yeah, Uba, her hemorrhoidine. Yeah, Uma Veridine. Yeah, Booba Sardines. I don't remember her name, but she's the one. She's the weird blood sacrifice ritual person.
Mm-hmm. I know who you're talking about. I just forget her name.
Yeah, Uma Thurman or something like that. Yeah, but he married the girl who was famous for having ritualistic dinners, blood dinners and everything. So these guys are real messed up. And I'm actually going to get to the point now where
Abedin. Huma Abedin.
Thank you. Man, trying to be a talk show host while also coincidentally being actually retarded is a tough job, man. It's tough. Not to mention my wife's dyslexic. So I'm retarded and she's dyslexic. So things get switched up all the time. You had a tough, I've been so tough on you today and you've had a tough write up. You're like, fuck this guy. No, I've been just seeing how you do under pressure. Last time I had you here, can you say he's grown a lot, right?
Oh, you've grown a lot. Yeah,
I told
definitely.
you.
Absolutely.
Because last time, this was our first podcast. Last time you were here and you didn't say really anything.
You're like, and the cookies. If they're in an oven, I'm just saying.
Yeah, hey, you want water? And you're like,
Elijah's looking at me like, help me.
Cookies? I'm like, nope, wrong answer, dude. It's yes or no. No, but you were like, obviously you were new to this, you were timid, and you sort of came out
grown
of
a lot, man.
Yeah, you became a podcaster. And it's kind of impressive to see, right? I would have done it to you last time, but now I'm just having fun on air because I can see you can actually take it. Also, you've been around minorities. I saw you pushed you said you got into a fight, right? You got in some fights or whatever. What happened there? Or you almost got into some fight. You pushed some guy in Spain, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what happened there? Yeah. Why'd you? I wouldn't try to fight black people. You know who Irina Zarutska is? Does that ring a bell?
I think so. Yeah.
I would be careful.
Yeah, I mean, in Europe it's a little different. They don't have guns here. I mean, you never know. I mean, I know they have knives and stuff over there, but no, these black guys were selling fake merchandise on the near the beach in Spain, and dude, I was just so fucking pissed off at them. I'm like, here, I just told my friend, here, hold the camera because I was gonna do it anyway. And I was just like, get the fuck out of here. What are you guys doing? And I talked to the police after, and they're like, I like what you did. They kind of said that, and they're like, oh, we wish we could get them out, but if we arrest them, they get released the same day.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, by the way, with this this weekend, I'll pay for you. Let's go to the IV place and get some IV fluids. Let's go get. I'm not joking. I'm gonna go twice a week. It's like
Sounds
$60.
good.
I think I'm gonna start going the same day that I do that. I think I'm gonna start going and getting an hour and just getting your body filled with salts and liquids. And I also think I'm gonna do the salt packets because. Also, can I just say to the guy who told me the dose of Retatrutide to take? I'm like a cancer patient. He was like, I think 30 cc should be fine. I was like, are you sure? It's I gave you 2. He's like, yeah, we can start you there. And then I looked up later and it was like, start at 5 cc's. And I was like, oh, okay. No, guys, Rift will be.
It works fast. Let me tell you, it does work fast.
It does work.
Yeah, I'm already getting. I got to change the video. The beginning video, I look really fat.
Dude, I couldn't push any weight at the gym. I was barely lifting up.
I know. I tried defending Joey at that gay club we found Mamdani at, and I had a hard time.
No, but it's actually good though because you actually lose a lot of visceral fat. So it's targeted fat loss. So you lose it for a month. So I'm trying to lose some stubborn weight. When you're 30, you get stubborn weight. You're what? You said you're 20, 21? 21. Correct.
I'm like almost twice your age.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
You
you're
are
old.
twice his age.
Yeah, 40.
Does he look super old to you?
Oh, thank you.
Nah,
I don't think
I
so
appreciate
either.
you.
not a day above 50.
Now I don't like you. You know what? He still sucks on air. Let me just tell you. This guy's terrible. This is the guest you bring?
That being
Beardson,
said,
shout out to you. You're the man. I like you, Beardson.
you don't even know who that is.
Oh, I do. I've seen him online, yeah.
I was like, it's like he's just like making
Not
names up.
personally, but I know.
All right, let's see what Joel Webben, who's coming on to Riff TV. He's going to be one of our new hosts launching at the end of this month or early December, said, Jews have always loved Muslims as long as particular Muslims are destroying Christian nations. That's true. That's true. Did you see when we had that one Jewish guy on the debate with Gavin McGinnis? And he was asked if the Jews could destroy Muslims or Christian or Catholics, what would you choose? And he said, duh, Catholics. And they do. They hate Catholics more because they blame Catholics for the sacking of the church because it's the Roman Empire. It's the Holy Roman Church. So it's kind of their vengeance.
Okay, but I would say it's pretty split. I don't think all Jews think that way. I think that like I said,
Maybe,
the
yeah, you're
different
right.
sects of Jews, some of them think Muslims are worse, others think Christians are worse.
That's true. You can't speak for all of them, but when you attack one of them, they claim you're attacking all of them. So that's their fault. It's true, right? They're like, hey, we're not all the same. And then you go, and they start tweeting out, we're winning. The Jews are gaining ground. And they start saying all this stuff. And you just go, what is going on here? Do you know Hassan Piker was at the rally? And like, you don't see everyone freaking out about this. Everyone's mad that Fuentes said that he admired Stalin or something. Did he say that? I think Joseph Stalin, something like that?
I'm not
Yeah,
sure
that was
of.
I don't know why the hell he said that.
I don't know. I didn't see the
I don't
clip.
know.
No,
I
he
just
did.
saw
He did.
I saw somebody mad at him about it. But I saw a lot of people mad. All I saw was like all these people mad. And this is a video that I'm going to be releasing. By the way, guys, I was supposed to put up a video. I'm going to do it at the end of the show here. Tomorrow at work. I was supposed to put up a video on Tuesday on locals, but my internet has, for some reason, 600 download and 2.5 or 2.8 upload. So I can't upload it from my house. It's going to take 8 hours. I'll put up the video that they're coming. A minority's coming to fix my internet on Friday, but I'm gonna have to upload it here. We did do some exclusive, some slightly offensive content's coming back in the future. Even that channel's dead. I'm gonna kind of revive it. I don't care if it gets 5,000 views, 10,000 views. That channel's got over 500,000 subs. It's destroyed by YouTube, but I think it's worth putting some content out every week, short content, to try to just get people back. I may even like take your clips and people's stuff to start putting it up there, just try to see who we can grow and who we can get from, because it's 500,000 people that we could access that we just don't have access to because YouTube destroyed the channel. It's so, dude, by the way, oh my gosh. All my channels have been stolen or destroyed, but I'm not giving up. I'm like, somebody even told me that, they're like, you won't go away. Everyone destroys your shows, takes your funding, destroys you. You don't go away. I go, because I'm not doing this for the money. I do this because I believe in it. Like, don't you understand? I have children. I'm not like this guy who's walking around just trying to get liberal pussy. So he says he's a communist so he can put his hammer in their sickle. You know what I mean? Like, that's what he's doing. He's like, baby. Yeah. Anyway, she's like, it's like, what'd you say? Oh yeah, Stalin's hot. Whoosh, It's like I don't know, man. I mean, no one's ever lied to get good pussy before. Maybe. We shouldn't be though. That's wrong. But maybe. Anyways, as you can see, something switched in my head today. I've been like mad. I've been so mad.
I could definitely see it.
I'm like, you know what? There's no point. There's no point to pretend like these people are not psychotic and insane on both sides. By the way,
Yes.
on both sides. Look what Hassan Piker said. And by the way, you have the actual femininity and masculinity showing it. I'll play a video. Cernovich said, our guys are acting like little bitches and these guys are acting like real humans. This is like a real human interaction here.
Done.
What do you think it means that this guy ran as a socialist and anti-communism didn't work to stop him? That's big.
Yeah, I think we are in the heart of the imperial core. This is the country that defeated the USSR, unfortunately. And the reality of the matter is, there's a lot of antagonism. There's no class consciousness in the United States of America. It's one of the things I try to address every day with my commentary. And I will say this, the conditions have deteriorated so much that everyday Americans, in spite of their lack of class consciousness, are finally arriving at the conclusion that perhaps there is an alternative out there. There is an alternative that focuses on them as opposed to the interests of the billionaires and the millionaires, as opposed to the interests of the capital owners. And I mean, you can't help but notice that. You can't help but feel at least a little bit of excitement around that.
And also the significance.
Done.
What do you think it means that this guy ran as a socialist and anti-communism
we
didn't work
pausing
to
that,
stop
or-
him?
No, let's
That's
just
big.
keep
Keep it going.
We're
Yeah.
getting used to living
I
with
think
brown people, so there's
we
a
are in the
simulation
heart
of being on a
of
bus
the
at 6
imperial
a.m.
core.
So like,
This is the country
hey,
that
could
This is how
you
it's
get me
like.
an- could you get me an orange
Unfortunately.
juice, please?
I feel like I'm in a movie theater.
In
We need to
Lakeworth.
put a shock collar on this guy and start hitting the button when he talks.
No, but it's okay. But it's true. It's like that's like a normal interaction. You have like them being like, "Yo, we just got my homie, my boys in. We're communists. You know,
Yeah.
the USSR is dope." And then like our guy's like, "So, I've taken a break out of my hole. I had just crawled out of the floor to talk about liberty for a moment. Hey, kids, don't you know what liberty is?" He's like, "Dude, I'm down to this. That's why I've
He
made
just
some."
made me think of like he's like an it, like he's in the sewer.
Yes.
And he's just sitting there. Come on down.
Well, it's like, dude, we've got to like. I mean, look, I think Hermes and I will be collabing more in the future too. I think that's what I'm trying to use. Make sure use our resources to try to get out to more people, regardless of what life looks like. I want to make sure Hermes is collabing with more people. We have some people from value.Tainment coming on this Saturday, which is cool. Like they're coming on. Like we're kind of like moving in the position since obviously we've been in one position recently, and it's called getting fucked by everybody. You hear this guy, and he says this, "Oh, unfortunately, we lost to the Soviet Union. We never won them either. They collapsed." I don't know what you make of that, but like, this guy's I don't even take him seriously. He's just a shit lib. Like, they have no idea what they're talking about. It's not good. It wouldn't be good if the USSR won. I don't think Soviet communism is good. And can we stop pretending like, oh, just because we don't like Israel or something, some people are like, we got to be friendly with Islam, friendly with, communism. Like, stop, dude. We are Americans. We are not communists. We are not Nazis. We're not any of these things, okay? So don't call me a Nazi, because Nazi is a German political party. It's not an American political party. I'm not offended by it. Like, I don't know. I think the way they describe Nazis is false. I think that they've been, smeared and presented as someone they're not. But fair enough, we still fought against them. My family still died fighting them, and whether or not we fought on the right side or not, it's like, don't call me a Nazi. That's not my country. Okay? It's like someone's like, dude, you're like a Viet Cong. It's like, imagine we started saying that, like, hey, bro, stop acting Viet Congish, Hassan. It's like, it's not what he's acting like. He's not acting like a communist Vietnamese person. He's just acting like a stupid fucking American. And it's like, if you just don't like my nationalist ideas, Hitler had a nose too. Like, accuse me of being a Hitler because I breathe. That's what we've gone down to. But I do got to say, people like Hassan, let him speak, He's retarded, but unfortunately what I found out is the majority of Americans are retarded. That's something I've accepted. When you go to some European countries, the majority of people are not retarded. The majority of people are not retarded in some countries. The majority are not retarded. It's about half and half. I'd say it's about like half still like think well. But Americans actually have like, a lot of Americans have like low IQ. And when I by Americans, I mean brown people. But anyway, sorry.
I mean, wouldn't America have like the third or fifth highest IQ if you got rid of like the brown people?
That's what I was gonna say. I was trying to say, yeah. If we got rid of black people, we like go up to the top 10, and then everything in America that's stats. If you remove blacks, we become one of the best.
Yep.
Like if you go to America, if you walk around Boca Raton, if you walk around here, there's a lot of people walking on Saturdays. Okay, just warning. 10 points if you hit each one. Never mind. Okay. There's a lot of people walking around here. This is a good place. There's been a lot more blacks coming around.
They've been walking behind our studio too. That's the weird part.
Circling.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro,
I
this
see them
ain't,
through
this
the
ain't
green room.
Jericho. The walls ain't falling down, What's it with blacks just loitering and walking? I'm always like, they're in the streets. I'm always almost hitting them. Every time I pull into this building, there's a black going across the driveway. You too.
Every time we pull in here, no.
Are you almost hitting? Do you drive?
No, but you're right. I see them everywhere. I don't know.
They're loitering and like jaywalking and just like little ants.
They have nothing better to do, I guess. They just smoke weed. They hang out on the street.
Based?
I don't know. Teach their own,
Sounds
I
like my
guess.
time. Good time,
Do you see this though? Go back to the picture here. That's why he said that. Look at it. She loves it.
Yeah,
She's gonna blow him.
Oh, he's smashing for sure.
Oh yeah, he's in that.
Yep.
And everyone's like,
all up in that curry.
Hassan Piker got banned from the VIP seating in the upstairs. I'm like, you loser Republican. They won.
Yeah.
Like, why are you focusing on? Like, I'm married, and I saw this this video. I thought was funny. Right, a lot of videos are accurate that how women are, but I did see one that was funny that was like from a woman's perspective of like why it's frustrating arguing with a guy. And it was the first time when I realized my advice to women: don't argue with us. We'd appreciate it. But if you do argue with us, we do gaslight you. That is true. And she's like, what is this? And it's like a story. She's like, this is you at the strip club with your cousin. I told you not to be hanging out with your cousin, and you're throwing money, and that was our rent money. You're throwing it, and you're just with your cousin out there. And he goes, babies, please stop. I was with my brother. Stop. It's just like, I wasn't with my cousin, all right? I stopped hanging out with my cousin. It's like, and he's like, that's not the main problem. And he's like, please, you're bothering me. I'm trying to watch the game. My brother's about to take me out tonight. I'm going. It's like, no, but it's true. It's like, we do like to like, it's like, we know what they're saying. It's like, like my wife get mad. It's like, oh, you're going out drinking with friends. So then I bring my friends home and drink at home. It's like, I don't think it's really the going out that's the problem. I think it's the drinking with friends like on a weeknight.
That might be it.
That might be the problem. But we act like, well, I already did what you said. Stop going out. It's like, well, women don't say what they mean. Right? They expect you to learn from it. That's kind of like the left. Like the left is just out there and they're just the culture. They just exist. And if we don't fight the culture, if we don't like Twitch is just a Democrat platform. But I'm going to be completely honest here. I love Scott Pressler, by the way. As a friend, I've known him for a long time. I've done good work with Scott Pressler. But like, do you ever just look at the Republican Party and you're just like, it's just weird. We got like a long,
it's
long,
terrible. That's
like, do you
all
ever
it
look
is
at our
now.
optics and kind of just be like, it's just kind of like Scott, by the way, this is not a shit on Scott knows because he even jokes about himself looking like, women and stuff like that. It's like, you just have like these like boomers and Breland Hollyhand and like our optics right now are real bad.
Oh, we're a circus.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ben Shapiro said this about Mamdani. He's like, he's offering everyone free shit, like free buses, free this.
He's cool though too.
That. Yeah,
he's cool.
It's awesome. It's great.
Like,
it's like cool to be a liberal.
Yeah,
it's cool to be a liberal. Like you go on the conservative party, like you said, everyone's a fucking gay. They're complaining about stuff all the time. It's like I want to hang out with the liberals,
dude. But think about this. I actually fucking hate Republicans. I do. I do. Not because I don't like not because I don't like the Republican ideals, but because I don't like the fact that they don't represent their ideals.
Mm-hmm.
And I also started thinking about this. I think we've been lied to how the Republican Party started. And I actually wanted to talk to what's her name, redhead libertarian, to come and do some history lessons maybe with me per week, like educate me, like just funny things for online, like Educated by Hot Girl, and just have her like put some reels up or just sit there and just stare while she like awkwardly and breathe while she tells me the truth. But she was like did some history lesson. Vivek shared it. Can you see if you can pull it up on Vivek? Vivek shared the redhead libertarian and was like, this is the Republican Party. Or maybe it was Dinesh. Let me look it up real fast. Because Dinesh, I don't know how much he tweets per day. It's a
he's
lot.
been going in.
He's
been going in on Tucker and Nick way too much.
Let me see. It might have been him.
Same like Vivek talking points too.
Oh, yeah. But he shared this and was like, this is... Oh, it's got to be... Oh, my dude. He's done like 30 times...
Mm-hmm.
in the last like 8 hours. Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay. So he posted this video. Listen to this.
It's been brought to my attention that a lot of people don't know the story behind the founding of the Republican Party, so I thought that I would tell you that story. But first,
I'm just kidding. I love her. She's great. She's a friend.
Mason drafted the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850. In 1852, a slave named Joshua Glover escaped his master in Missouri and fled to Wisconsin. He was trying to get to Canada. But in March of 1854, he was captured. The Milwaukee Daily Sentinel published on March 11th, 1854, that 5,000 civilians stormed the jail and freed Joshua Glover. But on March 20th, 1854, those same people who freed Joshua Glover went down to Ripon, Wisconsin, and established an anti-slavery party that they called the Republican Party.
Okay.
And
I wonder if, like, when I found out how women got the right to vote, and I actually looked into Kentucky and Tennessee and what happened, like, I'm not gonna pop the Pandora box here right now and like really open up about Jews and all the stuff that's been happening for hundreds of years, the Fabian class, whatever. But that sounds like bullshit. Like, kind of like Rosa Parks, where it's like, oh, she was in the back of the bus, and like it was all planned.
Photo shoot.
So a slave went to Wisconsin and just got caught trying to go to Canada, and then 5,000 people rallied together in freedom and then started a party that was about integrating blacks into society. That doesn't sound real like organic. If you said like 2 guys like said it was wrong, and then like, you know, that day, like it's like Charlie Kirk. It's like, you know, in their basement they started a party and started going to bars. Okay, well, that makes a little sense. Grassroots. 5,000 people.
And back then, to reach all those people as well, to gather everybody together, it's not like you can put
phones.
out a tweet, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and they all unified to start this black party. It sounds like some horse shit, in my opinion. It sounds like I want to know who's behind it. If anyone could know or let me know via email, elijah.schaefer@rifttv.com. Doesn't that sound like there was some like bullshit from a long time ago? And then also, I was like, they're like, that's why Democrats are bad. And I'm like, I probably would have been a Democrat at that time. I would have been a Democrat.
let him go to Canada.
Yeah, let the guy go. You know what I mean?
He wants to leave?
What's worse, being a slave or being Canadian?
Canadian.
Yeah, exactly. Their bacon isn't even crispy. But yeah, I mean, what do you think about that? I think that's a fake story. I think that's there's, if it's real, then I think there's some grassroots. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's real nowadays. There's always something more to the story. But yeah, that definitely sounds fabricated.
I'll be honest, I didn't hear a word she said.
Yeah.
So
you're just like, what's her number? She's single, I think.
Oh, no, that's not why. I wasn't, just kind of was buzzing in my ear. I didn't.
Oh. Yeah, all women have that effect on me, by the way. A couple of extra super chats here that I wanted to read. Someone said, what about Scott Presler is gay? Because he is. That's like not a weird thing. I like Scott, by the way. Dude, I'm going to tell, I wish Scott would just cut his hair. I wish he would cut his hair.
I know. His last video, he's like throwing it back and he's all getting into it and he's like throwing his hand.
Do you guys don't understand when I say this? He is like genuinely one of the most you know when people are genuinely interesting? Like when you sit down with him, like I did a bunch of activism with him for the Republican Party back in the day. One of the clips is very viral of him like yelling at an immigrant. It's crazy. And it's like, you know, we did all these homeless cleanups in LA. He was very helpful in LA, in San Francisco, and LA politics. That's why I obviously know from LA politics. Where else would we find this guy, right? So from LA politics. And like, you know, he was really, really helpful in the party, but you're just like, do you really need like cowboy gay Jesus to like, is that going to help us? You know what I mean? Like it'll get voters and he's really doing a good job, but it's like, I just wish we were like a little bit like we had like, you know, we like Ben Shapiro and Mark, like, and all the people, I guess, that have optics and have motion, they blacklist us. And that's what sucks is it's like the left is like, they have cool people and we're not allowed to be right-wing cool. So we're stuck to like Instagram reels and like racist TikToks, you know? And we get no institutional support. We get no institutional power. We're going to talk about a story in a second of a Christian that's being attacked. But I would want to bring up 1980 Fork said, I thought, a couple of air horns. I thought Cato died in the first Hunger Games. Is that you? Are you Cato?
Who's Cato?
You?
I don't even know who Cato is.
Cato
Listen,
Hunger
we
Games?
have to check now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, here he is.
Do you hear buzzing or is that just me?
That's just you. Oh, there's a little bit of feedback in the mic.
I've never heard that one before. I see the resemblance a little bit.
I can see it. it.
I want to talk about an interesting story that's happening right now that I think is fascinating. There's this individual. Somebody has a power cord touching a mic. That's all I know, but it's fine. I don't know. Man, everywhere you go, you know, you bring this up. It's like I see this, like, you know, they're attacking Heritage Foundation. I don't know if you saw this. Heritage Foundation wouldn't condemn Tucker, right? They folded. And every time you see someone, like, I'll read what they say before reading their name. I need to stop doing that. Because, like, I read this, like, serious respect to Heritage Senior Fellow Amy Swearer for an outstanding statement before Kevin Roberts and all Heritage staff thread below. And it's like, you know, as you yourself have said, now is the time for courage, Dr. Roberts. Over the last week, you have shown a stunning lack of both courage and judgment. Tucker Carlson invited a Holocaust-denying neo-Nazi onto his show and then spent roughly 2 hours doing little more than flirting with him. And I read this whole thing, and I'm like, okay. Do I even need to do an early life check? Because I did. And I'm like, okay. Every complaint, everything. It's the same fucking people everywhere. And it's what Dr. Taylor Marshall said. That's why you guys follow a lot of Catholics and Orthodox. They're very based. He's like, are all Christian conservative groups subject to Jewish editorial review and discipline? Does anyone find this weird? Did you see this? What happened? So Kevin Roberts had to apologize for not condemning Tucker because he's afraid for his job.
Yep.
Because the Jews have threatened to fire him for not sucking their circumcised hats. The tip of their little kippah.
Term venomous coalition. A terrible choice of words, especially for our Jewish colleagues and friends who understand that, given history, to be a trope using.
Look. Why is it? That's so funny. This always happens. He used the phrase a venomous coalition trying to destroy them, and the Jews got offended, and he has to apologize. The Jews hear venom and spiders and snakes and deadly octopus and murderers and pedophiles like, that's a trope against us. Why is it that anytime they hear something deadly, disgusting, reprobate, degenerate, absolutely horrific or scary, it's like, that's about us, ain't it? Why do they always, do you know they always do this?
Yeah.
So he called a venomous coalition trying to cancel, and the Jews went, that's a trope against the Jews. So you guys are venomous, huh?
Looks like we struck a nerve.
Yeah.
Hit something
Numbed
close
a
to
couple
home.
nerves. Venom nerve.
Close to home.
Dude, they do this. Remember they do this all the time? You'd be like, hey, and then it's like a killer octopus with its tentacles, choking a kid dry, and then the Jew always comes out like, that's about us, actually. You go, I literally just talking about an octopus. You know what I mean? You literally said, you're like, like a spider with its fangs just sucking the blood out of the life of our nation. They go, oh, so you're anti-Semitic. These are all examples. You're like,
kind of like a rabbi with a child.
Yeah.
Just saying, that's what they do.
And I very sincerely, very, very sincerely apologize to you in particular.
Loser.
And to all of you for using that. It was not my intention to use a trope. I should have been better. So I hope you understand that. But I have to be better at being aware of those things.
Dude, I got to be better aware that the word venom offends Jews. What doesn't offend Jews? Gosh dang it, man. Well, what happened is that it got even worse. So you go down here. This is our last thing. Is that this individual, this guy, you seen this? Do I even need to do an early life check? Now they're trying to get rid of other people. So they're trying to purge all Christians out of leadership ranks and heritage now. It's not a joke. Evan Myers, who has been credited with helping write Kevin Roberts' book and is reportedly involved in crafting his public statements, is said to have worked on a video Roberts film last Thursday. He also stated that his faith prevents him from attending Shabbat dinner. Why the fuck would a Christian go to Shabbat dinner? Why would we go to Shabbat dinner? It doesn't make any sense, dude. You guys think you guys hate our God. You think he was a rebel who deserved death. Okay? We know that you think he's in semen and shit, right? In hell. That's what they say. Even Ben Shapiro says he was a bandit, a rebel, deserving of arrest and death. Okay, stop. So you guys don't like our God. We don't want to go to dinner with you. We don't celebrate Shabbat. Okay? We don't do that. And also, it's a Friday. Maybe I want to go do something. Maybe I want to go hang out with my family instead of have some shitty dinner. Okay?
They tried to get you before. You remember?
And then you go here. I'm like, who the hell would start this libel?
Ah.
And I'm saying this. Look at this. And you get all this defense. You see this every single time, right? I write this. He puts this up to look at this. It's already at 2.3 million views. Got ratioed, by the way. He's getting called out. And I said this. Jewish smear merchants once again targeting a Christian for his faith in Jesus Christ. This is what Joel Barry Seth Dillon mean when they say we need to keep out bad people. They pretend to be talking about Nazis, but the effect is real normal Christians, right? I got more likes than his thing. Also, I commented back. Let me go to my replies here real fast. I'm going to end in a second here with a couple Q&A. We're not going to go do an overtime segment because we started late. But like everything, right? I talked about my name here. I said Elijah is a Christian name. And then somebody right here is like, Elijah never believed in Jesus or alluded to him. Your crash out has been hilarious. Oh, okay. Jew. Then you go down. And then you go further. Where's this guy that I responded to? He starts speaking. Look at this guy. Ian Spear. Okay. He's a religious freedom is the first freedom. You see this? Religious freedom is the first freedom in his bio. There's literally no word where a Christian has sincere religious objection to simply being invited to Shabbat dinner. Something is rotten inside of heritage. And I just said this, like, I ratioed him. Yes. All right. Man, I gotta get used to this. We ratioed this bitch. I said, we literally don't have obligation to attend dinner for a religion that believes our God, Jesus Christ, was a rebel deserving of death. Have a spine, dude. Read the room. Okay? I knew we were going to ratio him on that. He's already ratioed his own post. But here's the point. This is what we're going to end with. they don't care.
No.
Because they have institutional power and money. And so they're not, they go, you know, this isn't MAGA. Mark Levin always says that. This is not MAGA. It is MAGA. Everyone's moving to the right of Trump. Are you moving to the right of Trump? What are your thoughts on that? All the young people are to the right of Trump.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I don't like people shitting on Trump like 100%. Like, I understand he's not perfect, and you know, I don't like that he's you know, sucks Israel's dick that much, but he's done a lot of good things. I mean, I remember in like 2016, if you said you voted for Trump, you could get like fired from your job. I mean, he's done a lot. So
let me also put this here. I'm going to throw this in the chat. I have a new article out that I want everyone to read when you get a chance. I'm throwing it in the chat here. Everyone send it to your friends and family. If you're watching right now, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this video. It's very important that you do so. Share the video, like it. It really helps us out a lot. We're going to try to work on a few things. The time is changing. So next week, it's going to be in the afternoon. I'll launch the new time on Friday. It's going to be live. Now, I want to hear ones or twos in the chat. One in the chat, if we do the idea where we record it live on locals for members only in the afternoon, earlier in the afternoon, and then we premiere it later at like 9 o'clock at night or something like that. Like it just goes premieres, right? It's like it's live on YouTube and Rumble. And then we read the chats the next day. We'll always read the chats the next day. So one's in the chat if you want it that, where it's like you still want to watch live in the afternoon, but it should be locals only, and we have like a based ass chat, and we're just doing whatever we want, and then we can always censor out and bleep some stuff if we premiere it later. That's kind of like where our new producer can come in and pull some stuff out that might be a little crazy as he's cutting clips. Two in the chat if you just think, hey, let's just go live everywhere in the afternoon, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Just put it live everywhere, and then I put clips out later so we can kind of like catch up on the show if we can't get the whole thing. I want to know, one's in the chat if you want that, two's in the chat if you think it should be different, if you want exclusive on locals and there. It would be interesting to know that. All right. For those that are here, thank you to Hermes, my guest, who did get a little bit crashed a car or something like that. Hermes, if people want to find you and follow you, you've been doing a lot of good work. Your YouTube's been blowing up. You've been getting a lot of traction. You've been getting some motion, you know. Not a lot of people got that motion, but you got motion. And I think that's why people hate you too, because not everyone wants other people to have motion in this industry. And sometimes people only want some people to have motion, right? But you can have motion too. I don't have motion.
you have some.
A
little bit.
It used to be, but we haven't. We got to get back. We're gonna work on getting it back. By just being myself. I can't not be myself on air anymore. I'm so tired of this shit. Also, they declared war on us today. That was serious. It was pretty serious today. I saw some things I read today. It was like, okay, we're cooked. We might have to grassroots raise support for this because these people are gonna fucking cook our asses.
Oh, for sure.
How can people find you and follow you?
Yeah, Hermes did it again on YouTube and Instagram. Those are the main platforms for videos. If you want to see some more, I guess, uncensored takes, you can go on my X, Chaotic Hermes.
All right, you can find me at snowflake_news. I'm on Instagram as well as X. Love for you to come check out the page.
Awesome, guys. And the rest of you guys watching and follow me at Elijah Schaefer, or you can go to locals, elijahschaefer.locals.com. We're going to have one small segment here that's overboard where Hermes is going to pull his dick out on air. It's good.
Come on, man.
All right, and then I'm out.
No, I'm just kidding. No, we're not doing shit like that. People always think it's like some censored thing. It's not like OnlyFans, right? We're not doing like adult content. It's just we do exclusive content there for you guys. There's an exclusive video coming out tomorrow on how basically the right has created a monster. A new Frankenstein has created a monster in Nick Fuentes, and they keep complaining about him, and they're making him more and more popular. And it's an interesting video that will be out exclusive for local members. It might go on the Slightly Offensive YouTube, but you'll never see it on Rift if you don't. I did want to bring up the article real fast here. Here it is. New Rift article. Opinion: Jewish people need to get over the Holocaust.
Anti-Semitic.
Oh, that should have had horn.
And it starts out with, why is it that in 2025, nearly every Zionist politician and right-wing influencer must constantly remind us of the horrors of the Holocaust and the anti-white blood libel of Jewish suffering? Public-facing political commentators like myself cannot question anything Jewish people or Israel do without getting lectured on gas chambers of World War II concentration camps, being called an anti-Semite, or having our entire livelihoods threatened by foreign loyalists like talk show host Mark Levin. In their view, our completely valid questions about their forward-facing behaviors are so dangerous that they can actually lead to another genocide. It's funny how that works. You point out some obvious wrongdoing, Israeli soldiers raping Palestinian prisoners, or Jews undermining society through their immoral businesses, porn, and the reaction is always, that's anti-Semitic, you're a Nazi. Instead of taking any accountability for their behavior, such as condemning bad faith Jewish actors for creating harmful stereotypes through their destructive actions, the Jewish community rallies together to defend the unethical things they do. How hard is it to say, yes, we shouldn't rape our prisoners? Or, you're right, it's not a good look that a rabbi is distributing porn. Or, correct, Jews are overrepresented in Congress and AIPAC, should be registered under FARA. Criticizing bad Jewish behavior collectively, such as usury, or criticizing individual Jewish people who are doing evil things like running a pedophile island is not anti-Semitism. Calling out the Jewish community for not condemning those harmful behaviors, that's warranted. We do that with our own people. Criticizing black Americans' extremely violent and socially regressive behavior is not racist either. Criticism provides individuals and communities with an opportunity to respond and hopefully change. It is us telling you how you can improve and be less bothersome to society so that you don't face actual racism long term. Anyway, you can read the whole article there. It's a bit lengthy. Check it out. It's very good, but we'll stop there on the Holocaust. Anyway, shout out to our new producer tonight. Honestly, really no issues.
No, he did a great job.
I think that's crazy. Like, what, third show in and already getting issue-free night. We don't know. By the way, with the sound issue, we're gonna have to problem solve that with Brian tomorrow, because basically, just so you know, port 1 isn't. Something happened and it's muted. Port 1 is muted for headphones. Shout out to our guest Hermes. Dude, you look tired, man.
No, I'm good.
Just you want a coffee?
No, I'm fine.
All right. You wanna have a cigar?
Yeah, of course.
All right, let's get a cigar. All right, we'll see you guys later. Have a great rest of the week. Shout out to everyone in locals. Let me see if there's any locals actually. Oh yeah, there is one in locals. Here you go. Someone, oh yeah, we got Doomsday Cracker. I'm gonna give a shout out to everybody in locals watching live right now. You guys all get shout out. Doomsday, Sarah J422, Beck Mech, Pale Hoss, Doomsday Cracker. Yep. Someone said Sarah. They all said a Merrimack. Obviously, they're all saying one in here. I wonder though. That's why I'm gonna talk. We'll talk about it because we made that on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Like I said, he might do some exclusive content for you guys on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah, I plan
right
on
now.
making my own show.
Yeah, so it might just be that might just start on locals to save everyone the time of figuring it out. So it's like, because then there's literally no, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
And so maybe tomorrow he'll do. I already going to put an exclusive thing on there for whatever. Maybe he'll do something tomorrow too. But maybe we'll start having Henny jump in, and maybe I'll we'll see what he's doing, and maybe the producer will also jump in and give some commentary on the background, and we'll have something good. But anyway, thanks to my guests. Thanks to everyone. Remember, if you joined a couple of you guys, you got 2 people sending their address from winning this cigars. After tomorrow, for Friday, if I don't get any more address, I'm going to do another giveaway on Friday. Yeah, you have 2 people, right? Yeah, but there's like enough for 4 more winners. These are expensive cigars. 2 cigars are worth $50. I got them for you guys, and I wanted to give you guys your own cigars. So if you would like to be in that and you don't win already, if you haven't won, you haven't sent your address, I think we have 3 more winners Friday. If you don't send it in by then, you're going to get taken off the list, and we'll go ahead and give out the cigars. Have a great rest of the week. As always, guys, make sure you check out our sponsors, District Copper Gold and Blackout Coffee at blackoutcoffee.com/rift. Promo code RIFT for 20% off. And may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.